hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers.
Hi everybody, I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, who's a Dragonborn sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon. Originally was a bit of a politician, and now has joined the adventuring life, probably to a greater extent than she ever expected.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Lockie Hobbs, a Warforged Artificer. Originally was part of a flying castle, but I've since left and resumed an adventure with my now friends.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Jared, and I play the character of Jin. He is a level 6 Law Bard and a level 2 Hexblade Warlock. I'm currently an associate and ally of the Tempest Guild, and I'm helping them in their goal of stopping the Queen of Dragons, Tiamat.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Shana, the Yuan-Ti Sorcerer, who is traveling with the Tempest Adventuring Guild, trying to find the other half of her soul, who is hiding somewhere away, far from reach.
Hi guys, I'm Matt, playing Yervith, the sneaky Wood Elf Ranger and Rogue, who, after a tragic incident in the jungle with his previous expedition, has now joined up with this lovely ragtag group of adventurers and is looking to see what happens next.
Hello everybody, hello. Yeah. Welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, Tyranny of Dragons Campaign. Oh my goodness, I'm very excited to have you guys all back. And we've got the lovely players rejoining us, and our guest character, Raph, who's coming back and playing as Shivers for this session, last session, and the next few sessions to come. As long as he can avoid dying.
I don't die.
Yeah. Great minds think alike. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Now, I should quickly say, Ali unfortunately can't join us tonight. She's not going to be able to jump in tonight. So we wish her a speedy recovery. She's not been feeling super well the last couple of weeks. Hopefully she's on the mend. We may be seeing her tomorrow night for Avatar. She was still a bit optimistic when I spoke to her today, so we'll see if she's joining us tomorrow night for Avatar. But otherwise, we will hopefully be seeing her next week as well. Any other news? I do have some exciting news. For those of you who look at my Twitter and Facebook posts, there is a Kickstarter that's just come out called Mania. It is an incredible set of D&D world-building tools. You will be seeing us using those world-building tools. I bought the librarian level. I backed the librarian level, which gives me access to a whole bunch of guest spots and beta keys that we can use. And I bought a whole bunch of other beta keys. So we are going to be using this toolkit, which is essentially like using Unreal Engine 5 to play D&D is the best way to describe it, right? Like that's probably the most apt description, is like running D&D in like Unreal Engine. I am beyond frothing at the mouth for this. I am super excited. If we'd discovered this tool today, and I'd be like, if we'd started the stream, I would just be incoherent. I'm very excited for it.
What was that again, Owen?
It's one time was enough. I'm sure someone will clip that, and it'll be coming up on a YouTube short in no time. I've learnt now that.
Get on the TikTok.
Should be
I'll add it to the TikTok. Actually, I do have another.
TikTok, yeah.
I've got a new David Attenborough impersonation I have to upload to the TikTok. Because that's my bread and butter for the TikTok, is just me impersonating David Attenborough. So I'll have to upload the next one of those. And I will actually, so we're going to be using this toolkit. I really recommend you go and check out the Kickstarter and give them a support. It's by Nog Games, who are a game developer who've worked with a number of studios, including Ubisoft and EA. Really, really cool. We're not sponsored by them. I'd love if we were. Many, if you're listening, I'll happily be sponsored. But we're not sponsored by them. I just genuinely think it's an incredibly cool project, and it's kind of how I imagined we would play remote tabletop. Oh, thank you for posting that. Oh my goodness, someone's already posting it. Thank you so much for chucking that in the chat, whoever posted that, legend. It's how I imagine tabletop remote play would be. The future is now. Yeah, go check out the trailer. It's incredible. We do have beta keys. We have beta access. I think it's coming out in sort of like January, February next year. So we will be playing it as soon as it comes out on beta. Very hyped to be running our D&D games through it. Going to be super cool. Because I backed at a level, I think I get like special dice that we can all use and special character models and things like that. And you can also import custom STL files.
Sweet.
So I will be creating for each of you for the Storm King's Thunder campaign, not only custom character art, custom 3D models for each of your characters.
Wow, that's cool.
I will be doing that.
So
yes.
Awesome.
Very,
I think
very
it's
exciting.
really, really hard. I had this idea for an Illithid character the other day, so we'll see.
Ooh, okay. Because with the Tasha's custom background, you absolutely can just do that straight off the bat. No dramas. And we are going to be we're the new D&D 1 rule set that's just come out. 1 D&D, sorry, I should say. I would really love to incorporate it. The problem is at the moment it's very hard to incorporate it with the D&D Beyond features, and we do find D&D Beyond really, really useful. However, using Menia, there's not going to be an integration for D&D Beyond straight away, but there will be once it's up and running. So I am tempted to actually have us use the character creation from 1 D&D for that campaign to try it out. Otherwise, we can get pretty much the same effect by all using the Tasha's Cauldron custom background, custom lineage, which is very similar.
I actually don't mind the idea of doing 1 D&D.
Yeah.
Just give it a shot.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. I'm thinking the same thing. Otherwise, worst case scenario, I'll do a little one shot in between Tyranny of Dragons and Storm King's Thunder, and we'll give it a shot there and try it out, see how we feel about it. Just do like a 3 session.
It'd be cool.
That'd be good. Be playtesting their material as
Exactly.
well.
I'd really like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. We can give you some feedback.
Exactly. The other announcement I'm going to share, because I'm just spilling announcements tonight. I am working on... So obviously with Tyranny of Dragons, I ended up creating some custom races and custom magic items. I am currently working on 2 custom subclasses for Storm King's Thunder that match the vibe of the campaign, shall we say. Now that I've sort of finished most of the homebrew rewrites, one of them is a subclass for a wizard, and the other one is a subclass I will tell you about in the future. But they're very much based on the vibe of Storm King's Thunder. I'm not going to give away too much, but
You've piqued my interest.
Oh, I hope so. You're official. I know Jared is... I've spoken to Jared because he was wondering whether or not he'd consider playing a wizard, and I mentioned, if you do, I have a subclass I've been thinking about for some time, and I've mostly finished the balancing for. So yeah, and that comes with 3 custom spells, 3.5 custom spells. There's one that I'm tossing up whether or not it's a spell or a cantrip. But yeah, that'll be fun.
Cool.
That's all my fun announcements. Anyone else got anything fun to share? I know we're all super hyped for Tyranny of Dragons tonight. I don't want to keep us too late. Oh, thank you everybody who's been joining me for the Submerged Hidden Depths impromptu YouTube series. I just saw this game for free on Epic and thought that looks really fun and right up my alley, so I've played the entire game through and recorded the entire thing. I have now 100%ed it, and those episodes will be dropping on YouTube every single day. You can check them out. It's a really, really cool, fun exploration game. The sound design, mwah. They've found like a chord that gives me goosebumps, and every time that chord plays, I get full body goosebumps every time without fail.
Nice.
Thoroughly
Is
impressed.
Is it the Diaseri?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm also playing The Wandering Village at the moment, and I've recorded about an hour of The Wandering Village today. That's going to be up on YouTube in the next couple of days.
Why does that sound so familiar?
It's like, so you know Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
Right.
What was that? Sorry, Michael.
It's all over you. Well, I'm massively heard it's all over YouTube, and I've also been playing it as well.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
it's. I'm a huge fan of Studio Ghibli. It's basically Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind combined with a city builder.
Yeah,
like is the best way to describe it. So you're building like a little city on the back of a giant creature that's wandering through a polluted earth that's slowly being taken over by toxic spores.
Yeah,
and it's just, and you have to like balance the needs of the city and the needs of the creature, and it's just.
And all of your little people have these like little animations they do for all the stuff that they do, and it's like you hit on the head. It's Ghibli.
So it is. It's Studio Ghibli. So the city building is all 2D animations that move in the 3D space, so that it all is in focus, and it's all very Studio Ghibli art style. And then the creature itself and the creature itself is 3D, and it's beautifully animated. And then the world is again that cel shaded 2D animation that moves with perspective. Using parallax motion to basically generate this sensation of 3D motion. It's one of those ones where clearly this is a very small team, it's a passion project, and they have fucking knocked it out of the park. They have gone like, this is what we want to do.
Wow.
The Wandering Village. It's on Steam. It's currently, I think, 10% off or 20% off. It's early access.
I just saw the creature in the trailer. That looks great.
I found spoilers. I found a dead Onbu today, an Onbu that had been taken over by spores, and I tried to explore it to get some rare goods, and I managed to bring back like a fuckload of like sick villagers who have now like infected my entire village with spores. It was a nightmare.
I was not set up for sick villagers at one stage. It was early on, and I'd gotten my society up to like 40 people.
Nice.
And then and I hadn't hit a poison area and I wasn't planning on it. But then they came back from a thing with illness and I was like, oh crap. So I had to like pivot my entire civilization towards like healing the sick, and I didn't get there before literally half of them.
So I forgot you needed herbs to have the doctors be able to work, and so I had doctors and I had a whole bunch of sick people. I'm like, why is no one getting healed? Need herbs. Need to grow the herbs for the that's recorded. That is, you can watch me live realizing that and having a few tears as I realize I've just killed 8 of my villagers because I was too stupid to look at what the requirements were for the doctor. It's so good. I really again, we're not sponsored by the Wandering Village. Amazing game. Go check it out. I think it's amazing. And I will be dropping those YouTube videos. I might even drop one tonight after we're finished. I'll just make one live. Why not? Hey, just chuck one up. Whatever. Michael, I'm pleased to hear you're playing it because I've been thoroughly enjoying it. It's excellent.
Whatever you guys play the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we've got a secret chat that we use just to like share really cool indie games that we enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, but between that and getting my ass absolutely handed to me on Ark Survival.
Yeah, we need to still do what are you guys doing Saturday morning? Because I'm happy. I've played about 800 hours of Ark. I can come and do like you know how we did with the Ghost Hunters with Phasmophobia, how we did like the interns. Do you want to do like an Ark Survival Evolved internship, and I'll like take you through the internship for Ark.
Ark is a slippery slope. It's like, oh, this is a pretty cool game, and then like 800 hours later, you're like, yes, my nuclear reactors are going well, and
no, seriously,
doing well. Just what? Like it's so crazy. Yeah.
I see my tech brontosaurus has produced more elements for me. Now I can like. Well, hang on a minute. I was on an island collecting poop only like 30 hours ago. What went wrong?
I experienced the full spectrum of that. I remember joining an Ark Survival server. I had no idea what the game was. I had a couple of friends that were on this server, and they're like, "Oh man, just like go hang out with this guy. He's got like a cool fortress. He'll show you around."
Yeah.
So I went from literally like picking up poop to being like carried over to his base. And he's like, "Yeah, these are my fission reactors. My whistle like SP elements. This is like all my red dinosaurs." And I'm like,
wow. I should say, getting into breeding in Ark is it's you literally pull out spreadsheets to like figure out. It's genuinely it's too far. It's too far, too fucking far.
Big brain move.
The kibble system used to be like you had to have a specific egg for each dino to make a specific kibble. It's better now with the different tiers of kibble, but you used to have to get like, if you wanted to tame like a Tyrannosaurus, you had to get like specifically Dimorphodon eggs, and to get like a Dimorphodon, you specifically had to get like Utahraptor eggs. It was a bloody nightmare. So I'm pleased they fixed that up. So all right, we're not going to talk about anything other than D&D. We're going to talk about D&D. Let's do D&D. It's already been 15 minutes.
You should intersperse Ark with the Wandering Village, so it's just like, you know, stress. Nice village.
Yeah, although, can I just say though, I think for me the most stressful moment today was when people started dying, because the animation for them dying, have you guys seen the animation for people dying?
Yeah.
They just drop and a gravestone rises from where they were. And you get this little message at the bottom, it's like, Killian like passed away, and it's like, oh. And then like Onbu lets out this really like mournful sound, and you're there like, oh, he misses them too. It's just brilliant. Yeah, check it out.
Wow.
All right, I better do a recap. We better do some D&D. All right. I could talk about this all night. Genuinely, I'm 2 seconds away from just loading up the Wandering Village, and we're just going to play that, and you guys can watch. That sounds so boring for you, but it's such a good game. All right. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a group of mercenaries, explorers, and adventurers, has been working to thwart the machinations of a group known as the Order of the Dragon. This cult has been amassing power, wealth, and knowledge in an attempt to perform a ritual which would bring a dark draconic god, Tiamat, back into the world. Our story has been following the escapades of some of the members of this group: Mira, Jin, Lockie, Yervith, and Shana, who have now journeyed from Chiari to a tower located on a tiny island in the Shattered Isles. Shivers, a Tabaxi priest of Moors Sacris, a religion heavily tied to necromancy, has approached the party as a messenger, bringing news of a deal. Shivers and his master Depths have been hired by the cult to investigate the Blue Dragon Mask, to uncover all its powers and effects. However, Iskander, a Dragonborn lieutenant in the cult, has been poisoned, and only through the quick actions of Shivers was his life spared. Iskander, realizing that his existence is possibly in danger, a number of other high-ranking cult members have recently died or vanished mysteriously, decides to betray the cult. Shivers is sent to find the Tempest Guild and bring them to Xonthal's tower. In return for saving his life, Iskander has promised the Tempest Guild the Blue Dragon Mask. Despite some initial reservations, the party realized Shivers was probably not capable of the level of deception required to orchestrate these events as a trap, and decided to accompany him to investigate. Arriving at the island, the airship docked on the edges of the white cliffs, and the party not accompanied by Jin and Shana, who decided to stay back for the time being, entered into the depths of the maze. Discovering a strange, mysterious sundial with a shadow pointing in the wrong direction, the party decided to follow its directions. Despite travelling through with some difficulties, coming across a large open pond and being attacked by a number of shadows and a sea hag, the group have so far managed to stay mostly out of trouble, apart from that particular incident. And we jump back in with the group standing in a section of the hedge maze that they have yet to explore. As you walk down the narrow avenues with the tight hedges on either side, pressing in the leaves, brushing across your clothes, and twigs occasionally catching your clothes. Not you, Lockie, but everybody else catching the edges of your clothes as you walk through. You emerge into a large rectangular clearing. In the center of the room is a large mosaic tile network made of red tiles, forming what looks to be almost a 4-petaled flower in the center. And around the room are arranged 6 stone statues. But before you have a chance to explore them, we're going to jump back to Jin. Jin, you were at the airship. The rest of the party needing to sort of, well, not needing to, but wanting to head off and get settled. You decided you wanted to take a sort of a brief moment just to check you had everything you needed, do one more check of the stone that you've substituted, make sure you've got the correct gemstone, the correct moonstone, and get your things together. As you sort of finish getting everything ready, you see Shana still packing up her things and looking a little bit sort of worse for wear, not looking 100% healthy. Leosin comes down and begins sort of handing her this broth that she drinks quite greedily. Leosin looks over and goes, I'm not sure, I think maybe the desert heat or something. I'm not sure, she doesn't seem to have handled it very well. Shana, you feel quite faint. Have you had enough to drink? Shana sort of like pulls out her flask and has a sip. As she opens it, you can smell the pungent smell of quite a strong alcohol coming from inside the flask. And Leosin goes, did you really replace the contents of your water skin with whatever wine you could get from Bacchus's estate? It's none of your business. I just was really thirsty. Give me that right now. Pulls the water skin off her and hands her an actual full water skin. She sort of sniffs it, goes, but it's not going to be as tasty. Shut up and drink it. Fine, you're not my dad. Starts sipping at the water skin. You can see Shana's probably not quite ready to accompany you for the time being.
Really?
Really?
Up to you.
Wow.
I should also note, just after the events of last week, I am over-encumbered because my strength score is 5.
Just hand some things to Jin to put inside the bag of holding when you see him. Yeah.
Yep.
Until then, you have to like suffer.
Oh, I will share. I think one of you did do an Arcana check about the shadows last session. Is that correct? Or does someone? Tell you what, when we actually no, this is a good opportunity to really quickly do this. Lockie or Mira, I think you two are probably the most. Oh no, or Shivers. Shivers, you're a fucking wizard. Lockie, Mira, or Shivers. Any combination of you guys, if you wanted to roll an Arcana check about the shadows, I will allow you to do so right now.
Okay.
Because I think you got 26 for Lockie.
Yes.
Yes, one of those bastards hit you. That's correct. 17 for Shivers. Mira, you've got no idea. Mira, you're like, wow, it's like crazy magic. Yeah, you don't have to think about this stuff.
No.
Shivers and Lockie, yeah, you both know shadows. They are magical creatures that form in darkness and can drain the strength from their victims to basically kill them. Shivers, you know that people generally recover after taking a bit of time and sort of resting and recovering their strength. And I can hear a beautiful puppy. Oh,
It's Matt.
it's Matt. Yeah. That's Eleanor. Eleanor sort of paws at you, sort of impatiently, Matt, as Yervith isn't paying attention to her briefly. Yeah, Shivers, you know that people generally, if you take a bit of time to rest, recover, gather your strength. Oh my goodness, she's so beautiful, Matt. For podcast listeners, Matt's just picked up the fluffiest, gorgeous dog. She looks like a big version of my dog that's fluffier.
She's huge.
She's big.
Actually.
Brutal.
Yeah.
You're currently muted, Matt.
Yeah, she's a girdle. She's
Yeah, figured.
12 weeks.
Yes.
We've got the full spectrum of oodles. I've got a cavoodle and a labradoodle. You've got a groodle. We've almost got the oodles covered.
Yeah,
Groodles can
every
get
single
pretty
little.
big, actually.
So
Oodles can get big.
you're saying at least one of us should get a bordoodle at some stage then?
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting an
Or a
Aussie
sheep.
shoodle.
Or a sheepadoodle.
Yeah.
There's so many different ones.
There are. There's a
That can
lot.
be on
She's
your
so
name.
beautiful, mate. Just cuddle her. You just cuddle her good while we do this, all right?
Yeah.
You're under strict orders from your DM. Yeah, Lockie, you know a little bit more about shadows. You know that it's not going to take too long for you guys to recover your strength. Only 30 minutes, 40 minutes rest, just taking it slowly, concentrating on recovering, not really doing anything too intense, and making sure you stay in sunlight will wear off, will cause the effects of the shadows to wear off much, much quicker. You know that if you take a short rest in sunlight, the strength will return and you'll feel a lot better.
Yes. You will be fine, Yervith. Just take a seat in this beam of light, like a cat, and you will be A-okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. So we'll jump back to Jin. If you guys wanted to take a short rest, this could be a good opportunity to do so.
I was just going to ask that. That'd be great.
You may all take a short
time
rest.
for a cat nap.
Time for a cat nap. Time for a shivers nap. Jin, we'll jump back to you. Sorry. So yeah, you can see Shana's probably not looking up for a bit of a journey into the
So
maze just
I'll
yet.
probably walk up to her and be like, "Hey, how you feeling? You feeling okay? You don't look so good."
I'm a bit unsteady on my feet. And then she pauses and looks down and goes, "Ha, tail. I'm a bit unsteady on my tail."
Ah, so why did you replace water with alcohol?
Well, because Bacchus's drinks are really delicious, and I thought I could get a little sample. And then on the way here, I had a little sample, and it was really tasty, so I had a few more samples. And then now I've not got much
Oh.
left.
Okay, perfect. Well, how about you stay here for now and just recover your strength?
Oh, but
Sober up a little bit.
I've got to touch someone's forehead and like.
Oh, I think who's still here? Who was
Leosin's standing there.
I just grab Leosin and just throw him in front of her, like, so she can literally just boop his forehead.
She boops his forehead with her hands. Boop.
Oh, sorry, Leosin. You manage this one. She's a bit worse for wear. And I shall. I mean, I thought we were going to have a little bit of a chat, but obviously she's not within that realm of possibility. So, Leosin, by all means, have fun. Keep watch over her. And
Can you make
I
your
shall
face
go
look
help the
like a
others.
butt?
No.
She's gonna roll an
Okay.
insight check with disadvantage.
Okay. I don't even know if I can.
That's a
do
3.
that.
I reckon you probably can make your face
Okay.
look like a butt.
I'm gonna sort of pat her on the head, like, okay.
Give
well,
yourself feet hands.
good luck. Have fun. Yeah. And I just leave her with Leosin to deal with.
Leo, as you walk away, Leosin's like, you owe me for this, remember?
Oh no! I have to help out the party. They're probably fighting dire threats and other dangers. Oh, by all means, this is nothing but trivial. We'll be fine. As
You hear the sound of
like,
Shana being a bit
walking away.
sick in the room behind you.
So I'm literally like doing power walk. Like I'm
Yeah.
not walking like out. I'm doing a power walk as like my voice gets further and further away from Leosin.
Leosin just turns around and goes, "Oh, how did you get that on the ceiling?" It's the last thing you hear is she's walk away.
Oh, well, she seemed so much better when we both went to have a chat, but it really hit her the moment she got up on her legs. Okay, or well, not legs, tail.
As you look down, you realize you're still holding the flask that Leosin had handed to you that contained the alcohol.
I just leave it on the table as I leave like the airship.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. As you head down the gangplank across the grassy area, this sort of windswept grassy area, the cold coastal breeze ruffling your hair and clothes behind you, you come around the corner of the hedge maze to see a small entrance marked by a gate of flowers that leads. It looks like it just leads directly to the tower, from what you can see.
Okay, so before I go into the hedge maze,
Yes.
can I look from the boat? Like I don't know if we're up I don't know if we're up looking down.
No, you're sort of level with the hedge maze now. When you flew overhead, the hedge maze itself has sections where the hedges have grown over the top, so it's hard to know where the borders of the maze are versus just pathways underneath sections of the hedges. And as well, when you were looking, I think we had a few people make investigation checks or perception checks. It almost seemed to change a little bit as you were watching it.
Oh, like the
hedge maze, the roots themselves changed slightly.
I'm going to cast Levitate on myself using the Antruff harp.
Okay, nice. So you have attuned to this. You watch as no one's there. Jin, you pull out this beautiful ornate harp that you picked up from the capital Chiari that you were gifted by the dragons. You can see that it is this beautiful masterwork of silver with these delicate strings joining it. It's a handheld harp, and each end curves into a beautiful dragon's head with its mouth agape, tongue sort of pushing out. As you strum a very gentle ditty on the harp, a very gentle tune, you find yourself becoming weightless and lighter as gravity ceases to have a hold on you.
Sweet.
You now can rise and fall as per the spell Levitate, as you wish.
Yep, so I will move upwards 20 feet.
Yep.
And keep moving above until I can sort of get a good view of the hedge maze and roughly where the party is.
Yeah, as you rise up above the hedges, you can see... What was that, sorry?
We're just in Hamilton, it's fun.
Oh, as you... I gotta rise up! As you rise up above the edges of the hedge maze on the outer section just in front of this main gate, you can see in front of you down a narrow passageway what looks to be a sundial arranged around a central segment of lots and lots of pathways heading off. For a moment, as you look around, you see no sign of the party. Could you roll me a perception or investigation check, please?
All right, we'll do perception. 20.
20. Jin, as you have a look over the surface of the hedge maze, you note that there are sections that seem to be moving and wavering. And as you look at the hedges themselves, they're not moving in time to the wind. Sometimes they're moving on their own, sort of ruffling and rustling in an imaginary breeze, in a non-existent breeze. You also catch the telltale signs of strong illusionary magic lying heavy over not just the surface of the maze, but down towards the ground as well. Sections of this are carefully fogged in a deep illusionary magic. You see no sign of the party from above, just the sundial and a number of footsteps leading away from it in various directions.
If I cast a spell magic, how much of the illusion magic would be
You
dispelled?
don't know. You've got no idea. You don't know how strong this is. You don't know how pervasive this is. You don't even know the source of this magic. That's a big question.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah. Alright, well, where I am, I might levitate back down and keep levitate up for now. Looking at the ground,
You've got it for, I think you've got it for
currently,
60 minutes, don't you? Or 30 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. That's still pretty good.
So, looking at where... Is there any, like... Is there any sort of, like, movements that I can follow for the party? Like
so
any
as
tracks?
you can see there are a number of tracks and footprints around this sundial, this central sundial.
Ignore that, sorry.
That's right. And I'm happy to as you walk into position, you can see the sundial standing there before you. What's really odd about it though is that you can see it has two shadows that are being cast by the sundial, neither of which correspond to the position of the sun. One of the shadows is pointing towards the north. One of the shadows is pointing towards the east. And you can see a number of footprints heading to the north and some heading towards the... Actually, most of them are heading towards the north. I think you guys took the north twice in a row last time, didn't you?
Okay. If they're going north, then I'll go north.
Yeah. Jin, as you walk through the hedge maze, you find that it very quickly closes in... Yeah, as you levitate through. Except you can't move forward or backwards, so you have to, like, drop down, run a little bit, jump, and then, like, levitate, and then just, like, fly, and then drop down.
I'll probably be having some fun with it.
Yeah,
I'll probably
just, like,
be using it,
moon-jumping.
like, every now and again, I'll jump up, look around, see if I can see anything in the surrounding area, and then, like, go back down, run, look back, jump back, look around, and just sort of keep doing that.
Absolutely. As you sort of move through the maze, you can see that the hedge in front of you turns quite quickly down towards the west, and then back again towards the south, and then curves back towards the north. And before too long, you realize that the movements you're taking along this maze are impossible. You should have doubled back on a pathway you already were at, but something about this maze seems very odd. You walk for another 2 or 3 minutes before suddenly you bump into the back of Yervith and Eleanor, who are currently standing in the entranceway to what looks to be a large open room, sitting down with their backs against the hedge maze, having a little snack of some supplies. You can see the rest of the party there before you, having not walked into this open room yet, just sort of sitting in the corridor of this hedge maze, having a little break as you come around this corner and just literally just bump into them right there.
Ah, I sort of touch them.
Touch them?
As in like, I'm like gauging to see if it's illusion.
You touch.
Okay, do you boop their foreheads? Is this the... Are we calling this session forehead boop?
I imagine Yervith has some beard, so I'll start stroking. This seems quite... this is very spot on for an illusion. Wow. Eleanor,
I don't know if Yervith would let Jin do that.
As he does the first one, like, it's too quick for you to react, because you're just as surprised as he is, as he comes around the corner and you're just sitting there having a snack. And then he starts stroking your beard. He probably gets one stroke in before your hand comes up and slaps him away, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Even illusions can do force. This place is just full of illusion magic.
Jin,
interesting.
Jin, it's me.
It talks. The illusion talks. Well, wow.
I'm not an illusion.
Poking his chest.
What? Stop it! Stop that! Slap his head out of the way.
Tell me one thing that only Yervith and Jin would know. Put you on the spot. You got to remember something now.
Well, I mean, we are brothers, right?
Perfect. Not an illusion at all.
That was good. That was quick too. Holy shit.
Yes. Bit more one-sided for sure, but nonetheless, that's something. Well, maybe the illusion actually has invaded my mind.
Something definitely has.
Yes. Oh yes. So many things.
Where's Shana? Is Shana with you?
I was gonna have a chat with her, but she got really, really drunk. She stole some of Bacchus, or was gifted some of Bacchus's wine, and replaced all her water with wine in her drinking flask. So she is being looked after by Leosin currently.
We'll have to
but I'm
back.
here. Well, you guys all look like shit.
Yes.
They look a little bit worse for wear. I should say there's a friend as well standing next to Shivers. It looks to be a slightly desiccated corpse of a aquatic woman. Long, scraggly green seaweed-like hair, fishnet woven clothes that have been almost actually like a little bit like Shivers' character art. You've got like that sort of like that fishnet section of your cloak. Sort of a little bit like that, like really ragged, seaworthy clothing, and then this horrific, half burnt off face. But like clearly an undead, clearly a zombie of some sort.
I would just probably sort of stand there, then my face would lose expression and like be just like sort of like that, like sort of like I'm just sort of like really stunned by it, and then I start levitating up.
You guys watch as Jin just goes, my people need me.
And I sort of point and go, are you all aware of that? That's not a threat, that's not an issue, that's not a problem. We're all just having rations with that thing, yes?
Oh no, we should kill it.
I am keeping her safe.
Oh, right, yes.
He is preserving it as part of the ritual of his people, right? Is that right?
I am. It is important. Yes, that is correct. It is important to look after those who die.
Does it matter that it's so horribly disfigured and smells and rotting?
Actually,
and
I should say
moist?
it doesn't smell too bad, and it doesn't seem to be actively decomposing. Whatever Shivers has done to this thing has partially preserved it, partially mummified it. Actually,
is it still wet?
No, Shivers has actually done his best to dry it off. No,
Oh, that's
Dry
right.
eyes are missing though. There's no
eyes are missing. There's just gaping
Oh.
orbits. Yeah.
So we're all good. Okay, give me
all
a sec.
fine.
I imagine I would have some props, and I pull out some fake eyeballs and just chuck one in each slot.
I imagine like some
Googly eyes.
googly eyes.
They don't
Yeah,
match.
like
They don't
googly
match.
eyes.
One's like a cat's eye, and one's like an anime eye, and he like slots them in.
One's just a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah, look at that.
One of
Wow.
them just drops straight
Looks-
down, and like he's looking
okay,
straight down. The other one's dead ahead.
I'm just gonna
Jen-
turn to her and say, "Smile for the nice man, please."
The corpse looks over at Eugene and goes, "Ah."
I think this will.
For YouTube
launch
viewers,
my
I can do a fun thing with my
dreams.
eyes where I can make them point in different directions. I took advantage of that just then. Yet another reason to watch YouTube, my fucked up body. Carry on.
Oh, that's
You're on the
Oh.
Awesome. Yeah, that's by all means. I throw him the bag of holding so you can throw in his gear.
It's good.
I,
I like it.
um,
Metagamey.
I wouldn't actually know that. No, I'm not.
It's
gonna
fine.
do
It's fine.
it.
No, it's fine.
I
No, I'm
apologize.
happy to. You can see Yervith is like carrying a whole boatload of shit. Although Yervith,
Actually,
your
I
strength
probably-
score's about to be fine in a minute, so don't worry.
Yervith is used to carrying this boatload of shit, but you just see him and he just looks like
Withered.
cheeks
I
are
probably
really
wouldn't-
solid.
Yeah,
and-
I wouldn't
Yeah.
show the bag to him, but I would be like, Yervith, look, you look constipated. Are you okay?
You can see his cheeks are sunken, skin quite pale. Eleanor's like licking his hands every so often, like nudging him to check he's still
Yeah.
alive.
No,
Oh.
I'm
I get it. You're trying to emulate the appearance of that one. Oh, right.
yes, I thought I'd
Do you
take
need
a leaf
googly
out of
eyes as
your
well?
book. No, I'm okay for that.
I'm starting to get some like googly eyes out of my back now.
No, it's okay. Just
Okay.
take this and put it in the bag of holding, and I pull out my hunter's. Like I have a hunting trap, which is like 25 pounds,
Okay. Oh, that could be good actually. Yeah.
and my entire weight carried is 79. So this is like pretty substantial amount of weight in my bag. So I'm just like, put this in the bag of holding, and I should be fine.
Perfect. Yes. I always wanted a hunting trap. This is cool.
What?
Huh?
Did you just ask me? I've been carrying this for weeks.
It almost activated 3 times in my pockets.
We could just kept it in here and then voila, out of arm's reach.
As you place this last item in the bag of holding and overcome its capacity, the bottom of the bag tears, and you what? No, I'm kidding.
Oh shit.
And we all die.
That'd be
And
interesting.
1001 pale pastries. Just
Yeah, stale pastries tumble out into the hedge maze, and you hear a voice go, "Oh, I was hungry. You may enter the tower, travelers. It was the solution to my devious puzzle."
Wow. Could you imagine?
Stale pastries
Um,
specifically. Yeah, Jin, as you look
Actually-
past the party, you can see before them a room, this large open section of a hedge maze with this beautiful, intricate tiling on the floor, this mosaic tiling forming this 4-petaled flower, and 6 statues arranged at regular intervals around the borders of the room, as well as what looks to be a pathway heading down towards the south.
I'm gonna walk into the room.
Yeah, Shiv's great. As you walk into the room, nothing happens. You step into the room, you can see the hedge maze around you, the pathway is clear and open, and you can see these statues a little bit closer. Shivers, as you look at them, you can see that there's something a bit odd about the statues. They each have what look to be keyholes at various points on their body, all except for one of them, which looks to be holding a set of keys. The statues themselves appear to be of possibly an elven form, but very strange, very stylized in nature. The statues are quite angular, quite roughly carved, and you can see that each of them is in slightly different positions, but all of them in the same general arrangement. Hands open in front of them, palms facing upwards, heads sort of looking up towards the sky, except for the one holding the keys. At the far end of the room, on the right-hand side of the corridor to the south, you can see a statue holding out in its hand what looks to be a set of keys, 5 keys arranged on a brass or iron keyring. And the statue has a rather mischievous smile. In its other hand, you can see it's holding a carved stone tablet with words and text carved across it.
Ooh, I'm gonna go read that.
Yeah, nice. As you head on over and read, you can. Do you actually? What languages do you speak? Just so that I know.
I
You speak Elvish.
Nope.
Okay. As you look at the mixture of text on the stone tablet, it's some form of Elvish. You can't read it.
I know you
Nice.
speak Elvish.
I cannot read this. Does anybody speak whatever this is, or read whatever this is?
I will have a look.
Uh,
No. I do
Yes,
not.
that was a
Actually,
Lord of the Rings reference. The person who asked. It's some
no,
form
I
of
knew
Elvish. Yeah. It's some
I,
form of
uh,
Elvish. I can't read it.
I
Lucky, yeah.
I could.
Yes, you go. No, you go.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No, I do not. I look at it, and it is not common or draconic or giant, so no.
Lucky, as you. Oh, do you not speak Elvish?
No.
Lucky, as you Lucky, as you walk down, you see this strange curling script. Now you know what it says. Something weird. It's some weird language you don't speak.
Can I take a look at that?
Yeah, if you're an explorer, you're used to delving into tombs and having to decipher strange writing. Yeah, but as you step up,
I'm also an elf.
Also, no, but you don't know it's Elvish. You don't know it's Elvish. You don't know it's Elvish. As you walk up, you can see that in fact this is a very ancient dialect of Elf that you do know. You do. It's easy enough to figure out. It essentially reads, "Unlock my senses, and you may pass without impairment."
Mhm.
Unlock my senses.
Okay.
Is this just an ad for 5 gum?
That would be stimulate my senses.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's right. That's
I'll
right.
have a
This
look.
is how it feels to chew 5 gums. CR15 Tarask. It just bursts out of the ground. Yeah.
I'll have a look at
Yes.
the statue just behind me here, and is it? And what I'm specifically looking for is it? Does it seem to be depicting a creature reacting to like a touch or a sight or a smell or a taste?
That's a very good question. Could you roll me an investigation check, please, Lockie? And Jin, you were asking a question?
Oh, I was just going to ask, could you put that in the chat? Just so
Yes.
I can add my notes.
Can.
And also on that point, did you say that there was one keyhole in each statue, or there's multiple keyholes in each statue?
You can see so you just as you were walking through Shivers and walk down, you could see the statues had sort of these like strange keyholes positioned in various locations. As you have a bit of a look around with Lockie's investigation check, you can see the statues have different keyholes at various different points all over their body, and all of them have very similar keyholes. Where one eye would be, there's a keyhole, ears, hands. There's keyholes on the back, at the space of the neck. There's one in the top of the forehead. There's ones on the knees, elbow joints. You can see there's ones positioned in all sorts of different locations. All over the bodies.
I think we need to put the keys in all of the statues' knees. All of them. That is the answer.
In the knees.
Their knees. Unlock the knees. Keys for knees. I reckon that's what it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I should also add, Lockie and Yervith, you can, both of you studying, and Shivers as well, you guys sort of came over to study the statue holding the key ring. The keys have different symbols on them. You can see that one of them has what looks to be a small needle, one of them looks to be a lit candle, one of them looks to be a small bell, one of them looks to be a fork, and the other one looks to be a flower.
Smell. Okay, cool. For the statue in front of me.
I'll put that in chat too. Hey, I'll be a nice DM. Oh my god.
That doesn't look like the statue in front of me is reacting to one of those 5, or would be one of the 5 senses.
As you have a bit of a look at it and begin to investigate, so I'll just finish typing this in so you've got this information about the different keys, because I'm sure you guys will want that. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm getting there. Doing my best.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, there's some chat. Lockie, as you have a bit of a look, so with your investigation of 22, this one that has its hands open in front of it, the hands are actually raised up much higher than the other one, lifted up into the air. And you can see that it's raising them up really, really high into the air. So actually, as you sort of like look at it, you realize that you probably have to climb on this thing if you wanted to reach those hands or have a bit of a closer look.
Okay, sure. We'll climb up.
Yeah, look, you climb on the statue. You can see again, in the center of each of the palms is a keyhole.
Yeah. So if you were to assess what the statue is doing, are they raising something up, or is it like they're trying to, like how?
It's hard to say. If there was something positioned in their hands, it looks like they could be offering it or receiving it from the heavens. The way they're held up, it's almost like it's to hold some item, but the hands are empty, save for the keyhole.
I don't know how much this is going to help us. Sorry, while you guys are doing that, I'm listening to you guys talk. I'm going to do a ritual for detect magic just in case it might help. I don't know if it will.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you right now, shitloads of illusion magic everywhere around you.
It really is an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Yervith was an illusion after all.
The pathway in front of you and the pathway back, Jin, there's a very strong sense of a magic that you're not quite used to sensing. It's almost like a version of abjuration magic, and you recognize it as being very similar to the teleportation circles that you have on the ship and back at your base. In the teleportation magic, it's a very similar feel, this sort of version of abjuration that is teleportation.
Okay, so
I believe teleportation is abjuration. I might be wrong. Sure.
So I imagine, like, while these guys are talking and sort of figuring things out and jumping on statues, I'll take the 10 minutes to do the ritual, cast it, and then I'll sort of get up and start looking around. I'll notice the abjuration here.
Conjuration,
here.
Sorry, conjuration. I stand corrected. It is conjuration.
Conjuration.
Conjuration that you are detecting.
Okay. I'll sort of say it to the party. Just look, I don't know what this means at all, but this pathway over here and up here both are giving off signs of conjuration magic. As my eyes are like a arcane blue. Conjuration magic here and here, and there is a mind my language, a shit ton of illusion magic everywhere around us. But yeah, as Lockie's over here, I will start inspecting the statue with him and see if there's any magic on there at all emanating from it.
No magic emanating from the statues themselves, weirdly enough.
Okay. I'll let them know that no magic at all from the statues or emanating from the statues, which is good, I guess, in a way. So just keep that in mind in your investigation as you continue.
Thank you.
So basically just the illusion magic around us, but for the statues and this style, this sort of tiles, there's no actual magic in this sort of courtyard.
The tiles themselves, no magic either. Statues and tiles, no magic emanating from those at all.
Okay, that's good. So that just means that we can sort of lock that away. Sorry, you guys continue.
I'm going to turn to my Swamp Witch and just say, can you please go down the southern path and continue on until you come across something dangerous and then turn around and come back, please?
Okay. She walks out of sight and disappears from view.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
She walks out of sight and disappears from view. I will tell you when you find her again.
They grow up so fast.
She's ready to leave the dirty, filthy, swampy nest. Fly on her own two disgusting wings. Sorry, carry on.
My next question is, are all the statues in different positions? One's got its hands up, but the others also different?
So they are all in different positions. So the one towards the south east, the one that you guys are investigating at the moment, hands are pointed up towards the stars as if they're receiving or giving a gift. The one above that, it looks like its mouth is agape, open wide, as if it's sort of calling out in prayer or singing maybe. The one across from that towards the northwest, you can see that its head is bowed and that it seems to be focusing down towards its feet. The one towards, just below that one, just south of that towards the midwest, I should say. The midwest! The one towards the midwest looks to be cocking its head. And then the one towards the south, right next to the statue with the key ring, it looks as if it is sort of holding holding its hands more cupped, as if it's holding its hands full of liquid, and it's leaning over it as if ready to take a drink, perhaps, or maybe smell whatever is in its hands.
Can
The one that
Taste.
Oh, sorry, go.
I was just going to say, there's one that looks like it's indicating like a smell or something.
The one that's sort of cupping its look. I'm gonna act out the position it's in because there's I feel like I can't describe this as well. So it's holding its hands cupped as if it's holding its hands full of water. It's got its eyes closed, but the keyring's still visible on top of the eyelids, and it's leaning forwards over with its head slightly tilted back above its hand. It turns out I can describe it with its hands cut. Yeah, turns out I can. That's what you see.
What was the fourth one? So on the right hand side, the second down from the top. What was it? What was its pose again?
The one right here, hands up towards the sky. On the left hand side. This one down here, head bowed as if looking down towards its feet.
Okay, and then the one above it.
The one above it has its head cocked on an angle.
Okay. So I'm just
Unlock the senses.
Do you want me to type? Do you want me to type what you've written there, Lockie?
Yes, please. Because my writing is shit, even when I'm using a pen. So.
Can I go up to the one that looks like it's sniffing something and do a sniff check? Can I
do a sniff check? I have not heard of a sniff check before, but yeah, of course you can. Yeah, as you head on over.
Third edition.
as you head on over. So this is the one down towards the south. Yeah, as you head on over and sort of like lean up into its hands. Yes, Mira, there is a faint floral smell emanating from its hands, and you can see its hands are actually covered in a very thin sheen of what looks like a perfumed oil. Would you like me to, Lockie? Would you like me to? Do you want me to do that for you?
I relay that.
I'm just. Yeah.
If Mira relays that information, I look at the keys and I go, maybe the rose key.
The flower.
Smell. The flower, yes.
You can try.
I hand the key to Mira. You do the honors.
Okay. Oh. And it's covered. It said it was covered in keyholes, though.
You can see there's keyholes all over its body. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Can I?
Is there one on its face? Where its nose would be?
No.
As you have a look, Mira, as you look, you can see both nostrils have keyholes.
Can I actually close my eyes and just run my hands along the statue to see if there's any residue in any of the keyholes from the oily perfume?
Can you make me an investigation or perception check, please?
I am so good at neither of those. Oh, investigation.
Hey!
Oh, 23!
Oh,
23. Mira, as you sort of run your hands down the face, there is a faint, almost like series of lines or grooves just underneath the nose. And as you feel down the rest, there's no other locations where you can feel that groove.
I think this is it. Pop it in.
You put the key in.
I feel like
Turn
I'm
it.
back at the COVID clinic, but sure.
Yeah, you put the key in, turn it, you hear a loud mechanical thump and a tick, 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 doom. And then nothing else.
Maybe there's an order we have to do them in. So maybe the order of the poem, perhaps, which would be touch, sight, sound, taste, and then smell.
That would make a lot of sense.
That makes sense. I'll stay here. I'll be ready. I'll take it out and... Can I take it out?
Yeah, you just pull the key out, yeah.
Okay, I'll wait here and...
Okay.
Can I climb up onto the touch hands?
Yes, you can.
Aren't you on the top hands?
Oh, no, I'm going to get the taste so I can go...
Oh, you're on the taste hand.
Can I see if the left hand or right hand, if I look at them, which one the keyhole might be slightly more worn than the other to see which one's actually the one that's used?
Perception or investigation check, please. That's a very good question. You can see that it has some 5 gum just on one of the hands. Perception 9. I mean, you have a look at that. They look very similar to you. You don't think there's too much of a difference. You think it's, you can't see any difference.
I think the key can go into either one up here.
What about this one's tongue? Anything on there?
Yeah, as you look inside the mouth, sure enough. So if you're looking at the... Yeah. As the one towards the north, I can see where you've written taste. Yeah, inside the mouth, you can see a keyhole. You have to, reach your hands in through past the teeth to get to it, though.
Oh.
It's a bit unsettling.
It's very
Chop.
yeah, jigsaw.
I want to play a game.
Yeah. Yep. There we go.
Or is it more like, I want to play a game?
One of you spent your life as an absolute piece of shit. I fill this room with shit. Somewhere there is a key that's not covered in shit. Find that key.
Sorry, carry on. I just had an idea for like really like lame jigsaw where it's like just like you've spent your life as a shit.
Oh yes.
Okay. All right. I'll do a one shot. That's what we use the 1D&D for. We'll do a 1D&D shot, but it's like it's jigsaw. It's like really shit jigsaw. I'll call him Saw Jig. That'll be it. Yeah. All right, so yeah, Lockie's on the taste one. Mira, you're on the smelly one. You've still got the one towards the top left and the one towards the middle, the Midwest. Midwest.
There's
And luckily, there's two more of you.
Yeah.
So,
It's like this puzzle was designed for 5 people. Which is the exact number of players we normally have.
Whoa!
Alrighty, so talk me through what's going to happen. How are you guys going to do this?
Okay, so this is my thought. Either we do it all in order, or we have to do it all at the same time.
We could try it all in order. Nothing happened when I pulled it out, so...
This is true. I'm going to stick my key in one of the hands.
Yep, you stick your key in. Nothing happens when you stick it in. You have to turn it like a normal key.
I do that.
You turn it, you hear a tick, 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 tunk, and then nothing.
Then the side one, so Yervith.
Yep. I stick my key in.
Yeah, you push it through into the eye socket, turn the key.
Sound.
Yeah, I guess.
Reach into the ear, turn the key.
Yep, reach into the ear, turn it.
Same sequence of noises.
That'll be mine.
Yep, Lockie. As you reach inside the mouth. Yeah. And then Mira.
Does the sound sound like it's doing anything?
Sounds like a mechanical clicking, almost like gears grinding against one another, and then the sound of something heavy falling.
And where from?
Inside the statue.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'll do the last one.
Mira. Turn the key.
Yep.
Then you hear from all the statues. The statues slowly begin rotating so that they are facing away. As they do so,
the fuck off, mate.
yeah, that's fair. As the statues turn and rotate, the tiles in the center begin to spin, flipping over to an opposite side. The red is replaced with a bright blue, and the flower, no longer a bud with the petals closed, opens up into this blooming shape.
Cool. Cute.
You also see, as you do this, flowers begin to bloom along the hedge maze, forming a line of blue that weaves around from the edges towards your left and right, heading towards the pathway to the south before making an archway of beautiful blue flowers.
What sort of flowers are they?
Good question, Yervith. They are. Yervith, as you have a bit of a look, these are the bell flowers, the royal bells, the royal horns, but they don't grow on hedges. But these are like it's almost like they've been grafted on with magic, just growing freely from this hedge.
Are they illusion magic?
Jin, with your detect magic, yeah, you get a sense they probably are.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a specimen. Okay.
I sort of like walk up to you and like, don't mean to burst your bubble, but I think they're illusion magic.
It's an illusion.
Illusions everywhere.
Well, at least this is a nicer welcome than the hag. Speaking of which, where's your friend, Shivers?
Oh, I sent her onwards just in case, because otherwise I don't understand why we did this if the pathway ahead is not blocked. We could have just kept going. So I sent her on just to see what is going on further on.
Oh, I just realized something. The thing that we got at the start, the prompt, unlock my senses and you may pass without impairment. We unlocked the senses, so we may pass without impairment, but, well, supposedly we have. But your zombie never unlocked. We never unlocked the sensors before they went, so they have met with impairment.
This is true, but she was already impaired, so perhaps...
Well, I don't think eyesight should be an issue because she doesn't have any eyes.
That's interesting.
Oh, and she's dead, so I don't think she can feel.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I
Raph,
think we should
Raph.
probably go find her.
Could you roll me a d10 as well, please? I was going to get you to do this earlier, but I thought it was going to spoil things, so I don't want to say anything, because you guys will then be like, well, I don't want to walk through the thing that makes me roll dice. 3, thank you. Yeah, you can see the pathway still lined with these beautiful blue flowers forming this this archway of beautiful blue in front of you.
Do I still have my connection to my haggy friend?
You still feel the magic, and you still feel that magic is active, yeah.
Okay.
Well, shall we continue?
Let's do that.
Sounds good.
Perfect. As you guys head, I'll just group you all together so that I can move you all at the same time. Who are we missing? Where's Eleanor? There's Eleanor. Is that everyone? Where's the corpse? I've got the corpse separate. That's right. Stop moving yourself in else other direction. Stay still. Thank you. It's alright, I can move you guys now, so that's all good. Oh, you moved. Don't move, please. As you emerge, you walk back and find yourselves back in the room with the sundial, emerging from the pathway towards the southwest.
Damn it.
Where is my
I
friend?
accidentally brought smell with you. It's alright, don't worry, because standing in front of you at the sundial, looking around in confusion, you see the corpse of the of the sea hag.
I feel it.
As you have a bit of a look, Shivers, you can see that something seems a bit off about her. Even though they are even though they're joke eyes, even though they're not real eyes at all, they're like props. They have clouded over as if a dense cataract or some sort of like blindness has occurred of these
frosty googly
these
eyes.
fake eyes. Yeah, they're actually frosted over partly with this cloudy mass. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I go up to her and I kind of like brush her lapels off a little bit and try and clean her up. You're like, it's a very good thing that I took your eyeballs out, otherwise this could have been a problem.
I have a quick look at some of our compatriots' eyes. No one has that.
You have a bit of a look. Everyone's eyes seem fine. No problem as far as you can see. Doesn't seem like any of you have met with any impairment.
Good.
What's going on with the sundial?
The sundial now has 3 shadows. You can see one is pointing towards the north, one is pointing towards the southeast, and one is pointing towards the southwest.
Did we come from the southeast?
You came from the southwest.
Yeah.
Okay, so we came from the southwest and we've been down the north bit.
Yeah, you've done the north twice now.
Yeah.
Okay, so done north and come from south east.
Didn't we do east west once as well?
Well, actually, we split.
Yeah.
We split and then met up again.
Yep.
So the only place we haven't gone is south.
I think we should probably go south.
Do we want to go southwest? That's where the shadow is pointing, or is that something we don't want to do? You've been in here longer, so...
Honestly,
we
I
need
have
to-
no idea.
I think we need to go down the shadows, right? That's what
That's
we're
what we've been doing. And it seems
Alright.
to be better forward.
Let's go down the new way.
So southwest.
Okay, but hold on one
southeast.
second. I'm going.
Or south.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. No, we're going southeast, aren't we? Because we came from southwest.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But I'm going to send a zombie in the lead. She can go first.
Cool.
Okay.
Does the zombie need a friend? Eleanor, do you
She
want to
always
accompany
needs a
the zombie?
friend.
Eleanor gives you a withering glare. Goes and stands next to the zombie. Lips sort of curled up in a slight snarl as she regards this shambling undead monstrosity.
It's okay. It's okay. We have to respect our friend, our new friend, and his.
I feel like she needs a name since we did not know what her name was. Did she give a name?
Her cat's name was Tibbles.
Tibbles it is.
It's fine.
Tibbles the shambling zombie.
Tibbles.
Best NPC ever.
Perfect.
Incredible.
Onwards,
I feel-
Tibbles.
as you guys pass through again, you find that this place draws in around you, the hedges closing in, creating this sense of very intense claustrophobia as you begin passing through. The pathway moves, travels, makes things very, very odd and strange. But as you continue moving through, you find yourselves emerging into an open, circular area. A teleportation circle embedded into a stone right in front of the tower. You can see the tower has no door at the entrance, but lying at the bottom of the tower, sprawled on the teleportation circle, is a headless corpse wearing the robes of the Order of the Dragon.
Oh,
damn.
As you turn around and look behind you, you see a straight path leading directly back to the sundial intersection, and then another path heading straight back out the entrance of the maze.
Huh. Nice.
I'm going to investigate this body. Or
Yeah.
like at least check this body out.
Yeah, can you make me an investigation check, please?
I would also like to do that, just to tell. I know it's hard to do without a head, but this isn't the Dragonborn guy that sent me on this.
It's a
quest,
human
is
body,
it?
human corpse. Definitely not a dragon.
I might give before Yervith checks out the body. I'll pat him on the back and say, give him a bardic inspiration.
Give him a beadic inspiration.
What's my quotes?
Oh god,
Ooh,
forgot about
we need
these.
My 81 bardic inspiration quotes. You have a gift unlike any other. I am proud to be your companion. And I pat him on the back.
Is that a random table?
You've got a random table.
I have 81
Thanks.
quotes that I just randomly select from.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
go back to checking out this headless guy.
But you have bardic inspiration now in case
I have a skill unlike any other for looking at headless corpses. You are correct.
I'm assuming Shivers, you're going to give me the help action, I guess.
Yes, I am.
You may roll twice, Yervith.
Yay! Plus 0 to my investigation.
Oh,
5.
Yeah. Oh,
Natural
Wow.
1.
Oh,
Yervith,
my God.
Yervith, before you
Wow.
is a dead body. You suspect that it died with the removal of the head.
I don't even know if you want to waste
I'm
bardic
going to use the
inspiration on that.
inspiration. Because if
I'm
you use
not.
the inspiration, I can also give Flash of Genius too.
You flash a
Okay.
genius to him.
If you roll
I
high
can't-
enough, you might be able to recover.
No,
Yeah, okay, what's the bardic inspiration? 1d8?
D8.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then the Flash of Genius on top of that's 4.
You have to roll like an 8. Okay, 6 not bad.
6,
Okay,
4,
plus
15 now.
Yeah, 15, much better. Yeah,
Much
Yervith,
better.
your first glances tell you this body died with the removal of the head. Second glances tell you a little bit more information. Definitely-
After Lockie Reaper's just turns him slightly towards
Yeah.
looking at the
Don't
sword.
worry about the head. Just focus on the neck.
Yervith, the position of the body tells you that the way it's positioned is very bizarre. The neck is at the very border of the teleportation zone, with the body inside the teleportation zone. As you're looking at this, there's a moment where you begin to think, maybe this is how the head went missing. As you look and the cut, it's a perfectly clean cut. There's almost no sign of any tissue damage at all. It's in a slight oval shape that matches the border of the teleportation circle.
Ooh.
Yeah. You get the sense
Is-
that... Oh yeah, sorry, Shivers?
Is it sprawled as though it was trying to run through?
Hard to say whether or not it was running through, into, or out of. Very hard to say, but the body is facing outwards. I will say that, and it's on its face. It's fallen front, so you get the sense probably that it was heading out of the teleportation circle.
Where would it go?
As you have a look, you can see the robes are very standard cultist robes of the Order of the Dragon, black with the symbol of that 5 clawed mark down the center. They also have on their person 7 gold pieces that you can add to your inventory, along with 16 silver. I'll type that in chat for you. 7 gold, 16 silver.
Rich.
I don't think we looted the hag, did we?
You just took her corpse and reanimated it.
At least we don't have to carry her stuff.
No, that's true. As you look over, you can see that there doesn't seem to be anything else really even just on this body. There's a few, there's a short sword that looks to be in fairly good nick, only a few sort of areas of chips. A wooden shield that's in fairly good order as well. Definitely, you get the sense this was probably a human looking at the way that they're dressed. You also find some, let's say, some dried meats that are wrapped in a very distinctive wrapping that you know comes from one of the Oxenfurt docks, from the Salty Sea Dog's preserved meats, like literally marked across with a big stamp in the center. And you can see that clearly this was his like biltong for the road that he still has in his pocket.
Aw.
You can add 3 rations as well if you take those. That's fine. You take some fatty biltong off the corpse.
I'm going to crouch down and just kind of roll them out of the way and off and clean them up and do my usual thing and then animate dead.
Great.
We're gonna have another one.
Yeah. So what you can do, because I believe you can animate up to 3 at a time, correct?
Let me double check on
Pretty sure
that.
it's 3
It
with
is
the first
something
level
like
spell
that.
set. Third level spell set?
Third level.
Third level spell set. I think it's 3 that you can animate.
I believe you. I can't see where.
I'm pretty
it is,
confident
so
it's 3. If you just display the spell in the VTT, I can check it.
up to 4.
Up to 4, nice. Yeah. So absolutely, you can just sit down, concentrate, recast the spell. The hag drops to the ground as she is unanimated. Then you focus and then bring them both back. You reach in, pull out some of the organs from this guy. The good news is you don't have to drain any of the blood. The head being chopped off, fantastic. All the blood's already drained out of the body. So that's one step
Very
already done.
convenient.
Brains don't have to worry about.
Ask about that.
Yeah.
The blood, is it like cold? Is it still warm? Like, how recent is this?
Cool. Yes, the blood has cooled and congealed and solidified over the steps of the teleportation circle. And actually, that's a really good question. Yervith, as you look, you can see that part of the teleportation circle has actually been slightly covered by blood.
Huh. Would that stop it from working?
Yes, it would. You're a wizard. You're a wizard, Shivers! You know that would stop it from functioning.
Okay, you two, I need to put you to work. Can you both start cleaning this blood away from this circle?
The hag sort of rises up, still clouded eyes, these like fake eyes still clouded over, reaches down and begins like scrubbing absentmindedly with part of her shift against the stone, sort of clearing the dried blood. The headless corpse just sort of and then starts rubbing its chest against the area of the blood. Yeah.
That looks effective, Shivers, but I might have a better solution. I start using prestidigitation
You
to
just
start cleaning.
clean the blood away instantly with prestidigitation. So you just click your fingers and immediately begin cleaning the blood up using prestidigitation. You can see the teleportation circle's actually being carved into the stone underneath. And as you clean the blood away, it becomes visible once more. The runes become visible once again.
I also clean the zombies because they're probably smeared in blood now and spreading it.
One of them
making
is
it worse.
definitely smeared in blood. Yes, you clean up the
Thank you
blood
so
from the
much. It is so important to keep them clean and presentable so that we can pass them on to their past owners.
That was actually my intent.
I'm so
What do
glad.
you do
Thank you
about
for
the,
understanding.
What do you do about the
Yes.
missing head? I believe that would be tricky for, first impressions.
I may have a prop, I'm not sure.
Definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. But like I said before, identification comes from all aspects of the body and kind of just the general vibe.
So you don't recognise this as one of your compatriots?
Oh no, I have no idea who this person is. Do I have any idea who this person is?
You've got no idea who this person is.
I have no idea who this person is. But we do need to give him a name. We now have titles and Ichabod.
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 Ichabod?
Ichabod.
Ichabod.
Ichabod?
It's supposed to be
Ichabodi.
Ichabod is Ichabod, so.
Ichabodi. Ichabodi's
Ichabod, yeah.
Ichabodi.
Ichabod.
Ichabodi crane.
I will not remember those names.
What do you mean? Tibbles and Ichabod crane. Sense. Okay.
Wow.
Does the area look like there was otherwise a sign of a fight, like at the doorway or
Yeah.
everywhere
No,
else?
as you have a look around, the teleportation circle, apart from the areas that this corpse had bled on it, seems fairly intact. It seems fairly fine.
Are there any
Are there-
footsteps in? You're on it. Yeah.
No.
Any nothing.
No footsteps, apart from leading back out the way you guys came. You can see a number of footsteps heading towards where you guys are, down the pathway behind you, and you can also see there's a number of footsteps sort of around the teleportation circle, but because the circle itself is stone and doesn't look like much dirt has been tracked on it, no real footsteps standing out on me.
What about
certainly
blood
not the
being
blood.
tracked off it?
Dirt being tracked off it? No, because the footsteps only appear once they step into the dirt off the teleportation circle. You can see a few stepping off it, but mostly footsteps heading towards the circle itself.
So it seems more likely as though people were going to the circle than away from it?
That would be a fair assessment.
Okay.
Wait, but I'm sorry, I faded out there for a second thinking about headless corpses. Did we ascertain how recently it's been
Old.
used?
It's cold and the blood has congealed and dried.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the door? Is it open or locked? Or...
As you go to try the door is locked. You go. The door doesn't move.
I've had some. I've been doing some work with the circle on our ship as well, with our other artificer friend. Is there any possibility I'll be able to use this to see where it goes?
Ooh, can you make me an Arcana check, please, Lucky?
Sure.
While Lucky does that, I want to pick the door.
Yeah, and can you make me a sleight of hand check? Lucky, as you begin examining the runes, it looks like a very standard teleportation circle to you at first, but then you can also see a number of runes of protection. It looks like this teleportation circle is connected to its own network of other circles. No, not anyone can just teleport to or from this. It's only connected to a certain group of other networked teleportation circles. You know that this type of magic requires those to be quite nearby. There is also a thing that allows for incoming and outgoing connections, but that rune has been partially destroyed. As you look, you can actually see this rune has actually been partially destroyed. It looks like it was done quite a while ago. But the network should still be active. The teleportation circle should still be active and able to be used with the close by ones. The ones that they have to be within about 3 to 4 miles, so fairly close, the teleportation circles. Yervith with a 25. You go to unlock the door. As you finish unlocking the door turns into liquid and begins running down across your hands towards the ground. Could I have you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Ooh.
Yep.
18. You nimbly jump back out of the way, only suffering very minor burns. You take 3 points. 3 points of acid damage. Acid burns. 3 points of acid damage as you jump back out of the way, as the door literally turns from wood into acid and melts across the ground. In front of you, there is now a bare stone wall where once there was a door.
I imagine that he might still have a little bit on him, so I'm going to cast Precipitation again to start removing some of the acid off as well.
Yeah. It's an illusion.
Would I know from when I was here, not here, but in this area, and I had to go through these teleportation circles, you mentioned that only certain people can use them, it seemed like.
So you know that you were brought to this teleportation circle initially, you and Depths, and then were teleported inside the tower. So you arrived at this circle and then were taken inside the tower. Now as you look around, you're like, oh yes, I recognize the sun. I saw it from a distance and it looked like it was just a simple pathway in and out. But you teleported into the circle and then teleported into the tower. And then when...
Does it seem... Sorry, you go.
You go.
Well, I was just wondering if I it sounds as though you have like a magical key pass sort of concept. Do I have any of that still? Yeah,
you were given on a piece of paper. You have a rune that was drawn for you by Iskander. As long as you hold this piece of paper, you can use this teleportation circle and the network teleportation circles. You can activate them.
Cool.
Hey, look what I remembered that I have.
Well, that would be pretty useful.
Yes, so this symbol allows only the people that hold it to use the teleportation circles. I believe I can get us all into wherever this is going to take us, assuming into there.
I would like to be very well inside the circle when that takes place.
Yeah.
Zombies, headless sunlight.
We
I don't want to be
want to get like Igor body.
No.
No.
I want to be just full body, including head.
Alrighty, as you guys stand in the center of the teleportation circle, Lockie, you know to activate it, all you need to do is press the symbol that Raph has, I shouldn't say Raph, that Shivers has in his hands. You just need to press the symbol and then touch the activation rune in the very center of the circle, and that's enough to activate it. Alrighty, you guys do so. There's a sudden rush of air as you feel yourselves being whisked away, pulled a vast distance it feels before suddenly arriving in place in a room inside a small stone tower. As you arrive, pop into place, you see around you there are a series of stone walls, a large wooden table in the very center of the room with some seats arranged around it. The walls bear sort of these exotic geometric designs that look to be possibly maybe feathers, maybe claws, fangs, but it's a style that none of you are familiar with. And to one side of the room, you see, just in front of the teleportation circle, a head, partially severed. Mouth
Now,
agape, a human man.
Point of order here, if I pick the head up and plonk it on Ichabody, nothing.
Nothing. You do that, you pick it up, plonk it on, the head just rolls off and collapses to the floor with a wet, squishy sound.
Can I cast Mending around the seam?
You can, and nothing happens.
Are there any knives or forks on the table?
Yes, there are some knives and forks on the table.
Are you going to club
I'd like to just put 2 knives into the top of Ichabod and jam the head on top.
You do that. There's this disgusting... And then you attach the head. The head is not animated. The head is a corpse's head. The rest of the body is animated. The head is just like tongue lolling out, jaw loose and slack as it's been long enough that rigor mortis has set in and then subsided again. So,
Jesus.
Putrefied, nice. Lovely.
Putrefaction has begun. And that's what you see before you. Hey, you guys asked for this. Well, not all of you. One of you did. I better put an extra zombie down on the table for you. Okay, there's an extra zombie for you, buddy.
I'm going to ritually, while everyone's looking around this room, cast Gentle Repose on the head.
Okay.
What does that do?
Nothing. Stops it like decaying.
Yeah,
too
it
much.
just stops it decaying.
Oh, cool. That's good. That's nice.
I got to get him back home nice and safe.
Yeah.
With a fork in him too. Well, okay.
Well, I mean, it keeps him together. We will sort that out at the other end.
I could have a go sewing them up if you want.
Oh, yes, okay.
Keep the fork in them. It adds character.
Yeah, I mean, the fork will hold it in place, and then I can just sew around the edges.
Okay.
Maybe not right now. Maybe a bit later.
Yes, he's okay for now. Quick fix.
Just see a bobblehead walking around.
Yep, that's that. I don't know what to say. Like, that's about right.
I love it.
You can also see.
Do you both recognize him now? Do we recognize him?
No, you don't recognize him. Some human you don't know. Looks to be in his late 30s, maybe early 40s. Dark brown hair, slightly graying on the sides. Looks like 5 o'clock shadow as well, but looks very much worse for wear. You can also see above you, there are balconies set about 8-9 feet off the floor on either side of the teleportation circle where you guys are arranged just above you here. That's those 2 caved in sections that you can see on the map, but I will bring us across to the map. Okay. So yeah, you can see these 2 balconies above you.
Now with my background in dungeon delving and temple excavating, I'm just gonna see if any of this is familiar, like the architecture. Like, I know you said that it probably wasn't familiar, but I'm just gonna see if anything is reminiscent of anything that I might have seen.
Give me that history check.
Yeah.
And also on that point, have I been in this room?
You have not been in this room.
I don't know anything. I'm just like,
wow. You are not having much luck.
No.
2 Yervith, you've got no idea. Very hard to know. You have a bit of a look. Yeah, you just don't recognize any of the designs. Something you've never seen before, definitely.
Cool.
There's no windows, are there?
No, there's no windows. The tower is completely surrounded. The walls are completely filled in, but there's still light. As something you notice very interestingly, there's a soft light emanating from somewhere around you. You get the sense that it has to be magical in nature.
Can I try and get a sense of where it's coming from and maybe what's powering it?
Lockie, as you have a bit of a look around, some sort of illusionary magic.
Is there anything? I guess do you ever just got to scan the room then? Any objects or anything that might look out of place, or just sort of look like probably more towards this back wall where these. I'm assuming there's like maybe some bookcases or some tables or something. Just gonna sort of check that out real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. As you have a bit of a look through this area here, you can see that originally this probably was once a series of supplies that the cult maybe were using for food and drink, but most of them have actually been exhausted. The shelves are mostly bare, a number of empty containers and empty sacks with what looks to maybe once been grain scattered around the floor, and a large barrel full of fresh water is almost empty.
Does there appear to be any way out of this room?
Not that you can see.
How high are these balconies?
About 8 feet high, so not too high.
Okay.
So there is no other teleportation circle in this room? It's
just the one that you guys arrived on, and that's Yervith. As you have a bit of a look and turn around, you can now see on the wall behind you, the opposite the direction you were facing as you teleported in, you can see a number of symbols carved into the wall, arranged around the teleportation circle. One of them is a chair, one of them is 2 chairs, one of them is an upside down L, one is a rectangle, one is a flame, one is a star, one is a square, one is an hourglass, and the last one is a right triangle pointing towards the right. I will paste this in chat for you. There you go.
Wingdings.
There you go.
It's Wingdings.
It's Wingdings. Yeah,
Wingdings.
Yeah. The dingest of wings.
Dingus. The ancient cult of Dingus Wingus.
Ancient cult of Dingus Wingus.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's what you see on the wall behind the teleportation circle. You guys are having to use your brains tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a bit of D&D puzzles.
Bit of D&D brainage.
Yeah. As long as it's not maths.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to take off the abacus room. Let me just...
Can Lockie jump up on one of the balconies and see if he can get a different view on?
Yeah, Lockie, you can climb up easily. As you climb onto the balcony, you can see indeed there are what looks to be a series of controls that help manage all of these teleportation circles that are basically covered in this layer of dark crystal that is almost forming a protective case. Oh, sorry, I'll move you onto the balconies. Almost forming a protective case around what look to be the controls. You can see that these teleportation controls actually look somewhat similar to the controls that the ship operated, mostly crystals being used to help channel and move power, a series of wires connecting them, and then these are each connected to a series of arcane runes that have been beaten into and set into bronze sheets. But again, there's a crystal lattice, almost like a glass case, but made from this darkish crystal, covering all of these controls and protecting them. You can see the other balcony is the same.
Do I get the impression that
Maybe
this
it's
was at some stage maybe giant?
No, it looks to be inspired by some of the giant tech, but no giant runes are in place, and you can see that a number of the connections are done very poorly. This isn't the work of an expert. This is someone who's seen the work of an expert and has tried to copy it.
Okay.
Do I recognize any of those symbols from my time in the tower?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Could you please roll me a history check, please, Shivers?
I can.
Oh, good. 18. Yes, you do vaguely remember one of the symbols from being on the floor that you were working on. You recognize the symbol of... Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to quickly find where you are. You recognize the symbol of the square.
And what was the floor that I was working on? What was
you know that it was some sort of old bedroom that had been converted for use by you and your master depths.
Right, and did that bedroom have a door leading out into anywhere else, or it was
no?
Like
it was alone on that floor.
Okay, I I have something, and I think given the state of this tower, it would be very important that I check on my master. And I do happen to know that if we go through the rectangle button, that will take me to him. Can we please go check on my master before we continue?
Yes,
Yeah,
of
that
course.
sounds like it's a perfect place to start as well. I mean, otherwise we're just basically guessing.
Yeah.
This is very true.
I'll jump down with a massive crunch.
Okay, nice. Boom, and the teleportation circle cracks in the center as you feel the entire No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Alrighty, you guys step onto the teleportation pad and then press the square. Here's what happens. You feel a sudden rush as you are pulled and moved before you appear inside a large bedroom. Move you guys across to this location on the map.
No way.
I'm having to use an old token, so it's not who you think it is.
Okay.
It's not who you think it is. As you appear and look in, you see this large open chamber, what looks to be a slightly ruined bed at the far side. You can see that a table has been formed, covered in notes and scrolls. You can see all sorts of various artifacts that have been pulled apart and opened. And standing in the center of the room, head bent down, looking over a scroll, is an old tabaxi, some sort of desert lynx, dark reddish yellow fur, white underbelly, and long whiskers forming almost like a side moustache down his jowls, these long whiskers. Large, long ears tapered with that tuft of black fur that lynxes are known for. And as you guys appear in the room, he sort of turns and startles and goes, I am still performing the research that Shivers.
Master! I run over and I give him a hug.
Hang on, I'm going to make him sound even older.
You have brought friends with you.
You give him a hug. Oh! As you pull him up into a hug.
Yes, Shivers. We have spoken about these personal displays of affection, have we not?
I'm sorry, I was concerned about your health and safety there.
The two corpses walk over and go to hug him as well.
That will be quite alright.
As he holds up his
This is Ichabodi, and this one is Tibbles.
Ichabodi and Tibbles. I see you have been busy. I am guessing this is the guild that you were sent to locate, the Tempest Guild?
Yes, but these two were not members. It is okay.
I assumed the corpses were ones that you have brought yourself.
Depths sort of walks past Shivers, give him a gentle pat on the back, almost a conciliatory, yes, good job. Stepshan bows very deeply before you, tail sort of whipping up behind him before he rises once again.
It is a pleasure to meet you. You may call me Depths, hidden in deepest depths. I understand that you are here because my acolyte Shivers was sent to locate you, but I am guessing that he has not shared a full account of what you needed to know in classic Shivers fashion.
He turns around and looks at Shivers and gives you a raised eyebrow.
I feel as though I definitely have. I'm sure Master.
As he sort of says hello, I walk forward and I go, nice to meet you, and I give him a hug as well.
Yes, normally I reserve hugs for people who I know.
Is this
okay?
This is not how you guys greet each other here.
Traditionally, one touches the forehead, the lips, the chest, and bows. More sacred.
Right.
Knowledge, truth, and heart.
But I think you like that hug. I saw you pull out a little bit, but then you really sort of gave in.
If that brings you comfort.
Yes. Quite. Well, anyway, lovely to meet you. We are the Tempest Guild.
I believe you are here to meet with Iskander, correct?
Yes. Yes, we are. Forgive us, Depths. This whole situation is quite unusual. You must understand.
Indeed. I have come to learn that this group who have hired me potentially are involved in some nefarious goings-on. Iskander has shared much in his delirium and fever. He has recovered, though I have been able to bring him recovery. He has taken the mask and gone to another floor of the tower. He would not tell me which, only told me to alert him when you arrived.
How are you going to alert him?
I do not know. He did not provide me with any method of doing so. Something I only realized after he had teleported out of here.
Oh.
Apologies. I thought he would be more prepared than this.
He had just been, poisoned.
Indeed. It seems that the poison that he was administered took quite a toll on his system. I believe his lifespan has been shortened by a number of years as a result of it. Perhaps we shall claim his body, add him to the Hall of the Ancestors before too long.
We noticed that Ichabod here has been an unfortunate accident. You didn't happen to know anything about that? Weren't strangers teleporting around?
No, I have no knowledge of why this corpse... Why have you only restored the body and not the head?
Oh, Master, I got a little bit out of my depths with that one. And I kind of lift the head up and expose the
fork.
Knives.
The fork.
Knife and fork.
Knife and fork.
He sort of animated this one, and then we went through into the room, and then we found the head post him doing what he does.
Yes,
and
that is correct.
voila! Now we have this makeshift contraption head
Yes.
thing.
Shivers got ahead of himself.
Oh, wow.
I haven't had one from you yet.
What was that, sorry?
I haven't had one from Matt yet. That's really
No, it's
upsetting.
Matt's. Welcome, Matt. Thank you. 2 damage to Mira, psychic damage from terrible puns.
It's all for Claire.
Depths.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I should click off that so you can actually see this. Depth sort of turns towards Yervith as he says that and goes,
I get that. I had to translate first, but it is good joke. Well done.
He
No,
has
I know nothing about headless corpses teleporting through. I was under the impression only the living could use these teleportation circles. I'm surprised that you were able to bring these corpses with you. I was told that they did not activate.
Oh. I don't have an answer for you with that, Master. But could you please fix this so that the whole thing is okay again, rather than the head? I cast Gentle Repose on the head to stop it, but I didn't know what else to do. I'm so sorry.
Yes, would you like me to take control of both corpses or just this one?
Oh no, by all means, Master, take them under your control.
No, I think it is best if you keep Tibbles, was it? And I will take this one and repair. That way we both have an ancestor to help guide us through this dangerous path.
That is a very good idea.
It will take me but a moment.
he reaches over to the corpse, reaches in, and tears out the heart that is still inside. He then crushes it between his hands. You watch as his eyes turn pitch black, and the blood from the heart begins pooling around his hand, forming this vortex of dark energy. He then presses it back into the corpse. You watch as its skin turns pitch black. The body begins re-knitting, the head pulling back on. The knife and fork then push their way out of the open mouth as the corpse opens and tick, 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 tick on the floor. As the body then moves and twists and changes, taking on a much more sort of dark, shadowy, feline appearance. And then you watch as the stone beneath the feet begins moving up around it, forming this protective stone casing.
Whoa!
Before too long...
Owen?
Yes, hello?
Oh, he's so much better at this than I am.
What was that, sorry?
You said that, like... Can you hear me, sorry?
I can hear you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hi. You said that, like, there was a lot of shadowy stuff going on there. Was that any of that reminiscent to Varys at all?
That's a good question.
Wow.
As you sort of observe this, Jin, no, you don't get the sense this comes from Varys. When I described it as shadowy, maybe I should have described it as this dark. Maybe I'll describe it as like this dark purplish green necromantic energy. That was just an accidental.
No, because I'm like, hey.
Yeah, it's not
really
Varys energy.
familiar.
Let me rewind.
Okay.
You watch as this dark greenish purple energy swirls around Depth's hand as he places it on top of onto the corpse's chest. As it knits back together, the stone begins flowing around it. You watch as symbols begin to appear in the air around Depths. These very strange, eldritch-looking symbols that then embed themselves onto the stone armor that's encasing this corpse. And as it does so, the corpse then pulls back and twists, and then locks into place into this like position of almost like a video game T-pose as its arms go out at its side, legs go straight, and it stands perfectly straight, and then relaxes. You can now see standing in front of you what looks to be almost like a stone statue, face carved into this very warrior-like mask underneath a stone helmet. Symbols carved all over its body in this strange language that none of you recognize, except for Shivers. You recognize this. He's done a very standard Guardian of the Stone. He's created a stone ancestor to help protect him for the next 6 hours.
Oh, he's so much better at this than I am. It is a wonder to watch you work, Master. It is fascinating.
It is just a shame I did not have the time to get this prepared for longer. It is always a shame to waste an ancestor in such a way, to have such a temporary guardian.
Shivers, you know that this method only animates it for 6 hours, and it cannot be used again, as the stone will destroy the internal corpse.
Well, it turns out, Master, I've discovered that we have been working for the bad guys, so perhaps it is not, the greatest of losses.
Indeed. I did wonder about some of their more nefarious talks. Iskander informs me that they have stolen vast amounts of treasure from people, and that they have spent much time murdering people. I decided I no longer wish to work for these people, but I am trapped inside this tower, unable to leave.
Hopefully we can get out then.
Indeed. Well, I believe you lot have some sort of business to deal with Iskander. I will stay here with my stone guardian, and make sure you come and pick me up on the way back.
I feel like it's just doing my due diligence. I'm sure this guy's good, but I might do an insight check quickly when he said...
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave the good guy, like the bad guys and stuff like that." I'm just
yeah,
quickly...
absolutely.
While he does that, Lockie's going to ask him. I have a question based on an observation. Because I'm quite curious. I've been talking to our friend here, and as your magic was working, it seemed like you were morphing the corpse more towards a Tabaxi look. But I thought the idea was to preserve the corpse as an ancestor for someone to come over and look at.
It is a good question and shows that you are a learned warforged. The energies take on some of the aspects of the person casting them. It is only temporary. It is a way of binding my energy to it. I am imprinting the orders of my soul, the requests of my soul upon this thing, and then the symbols that you saw, they are the orders that I am putting into it. And now that I have imprinted them upon it, it has now returned to its normal shape. I have not changed its shape in any way. The energy that swirls around it often creates what looks to be some sort of copy, some sort of simulacrum of the person casting it for a period of time during the casting. It lasts but a moment.
Okay. Thank you for sating my curiosity.
I am always happy to elucidate on magic. Did you have any other questions?
Jin, you get the sense this Tabaxi is telling the truth. He doesn't appear to be hiding anything. In fact, as you speak to him, you get the sense that he is being very, very honest in his depiction of how he feels about all of this.
Good.
You don't get the sense of any deception.
I thought it'd just... Yeah, I figured as much. I thought it'd just be probably a wise choice to not just blindly believe him.
We've had a request from chat to call these two Stone Guardians Bert and Ernie. Ernie. I do like that.
Master, I do have a question before we continue on. Mira, I go over and I kind of grab Mira's hand and bring her over. It's like, Master, this is Mira. We have potentially have one of her ancestors in our catacombs. Do you remember the one that has the
Elaborate, please.
The two sides, the different. Mira, maybe you can do this better justice than I can.
Dichromatism. It's a genetic. The two colours.
Sorry, don't mind me. That means Alice is home. Thank you, Lena.
I believe I have...
Alright, I'm just going to have to stop. I'll be 2 seconds.
All good.
Suspense.
Suspense.
Done.
I like it.
Yeah.
Still thinking about the symbols.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'd totally forgotten about them.
Well,
Too busy being a bumbling idiot cat.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god, this is adorable. Oh, Louis. Is that a haircut?
Now we have a cute puppy each. Yay!
I believe I do remember such an ancestor. Ah, yes, there was one. A dragonborn, I believe. We do not have many of those. It had a strange line down the center of its body on the outside of its encasement. Is that to which you refer?
Yes, that is the one that I remember, but I do not remember very much about it or its history or anything. Master, you were there so much longer than myself. Do you remember anything?
It has been there longer than I have. That is all I can tell you.
Oh, would it be okay if I brought Mira and her friends, if they want to have a look at it, back to the catacombs?
Oh, I welcome in the under section of the ziggurat. We welcome all visitors.
I'm exceedingly curious, but I'm also concerned that the tower has been compromised.
Compromised?
With that...
Oh, no, we do not live here. This is not our house.
No. Oh, no, sorry, she was wrong turn of phrase. I mean, I'm afraid that there might be someone here or you've been infiltrated. It'd be good to check on... Make sure...
Oh, yes, no, not immediately. I just wanted to check in with my master and make sure that it was okay if I brought some friends home.
Oh, that's lovely. I don't know if it is an ancestor of mine, whether you would really want to meet them, though.
Oh.
But we shall see. One thing at a time. Unleash one thing at a time.
Alrighty. As you turn around and have a look at the teleportation circle behind you, you can see that the symbols have changed. They are not all the same as they were before. I will paste the new ones there. The square...
As in the order has changed, or the actual symbols?
No, the symbol. Some of the symbols have changed. The square is missing.
Yeah.
As is the symbol of the two chairs.
As is the symbol of the two chairs.
Yes, that is also missing.
Area.
Yeah.
Rectangle flame star hourglass. The hourglass might be interesting.
Yeah, that's the one Lockie's drawn to. But as far as a cult about dragons, the flame also might have something to do with it.
Oh, it's small.
If we're going for literary symmetry.
I was more thinking where Shanda might be, if these are different floors of the tower.
Given Shanda's position in the cult and whatnot, would I have any concept of no links to any of those at all?
You've not had any access to the teleportation circle. You've got no idea how it works. You were brought in, and then that was basically it. So you're not really sure where things might be, who things might lead to. You've just got no idea.
Oh, well, I guess the hourglass or the flame are as good a choices as any. Do we... I guess we just pick one and
Yeah, it seems like a crapshoot.
Okay.
It's a game with gears and a little ball where you put the ball on top of the gears and go tick, 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 and you try and guess the gear that it's going to land on.
Oh.
An old giant forged game, I suppose.
Anyway.
Master.
Yes.
Would it be okay if I went along with my friends?
Of course. You
Can I
have
go
a
with
job
them?
to do to report back to Iskander and prove that you have fulfilled your oath to him.
This is true. I just wanted to check in with you first.
And I believe that he promised the blue dragon mask that we were investigating to this guild. You should make sure that it is returned to them, given to them.
Yes. Did you learn anything about it while I was away?
Oh, yes, indeed. I learned a number of very interesting things. It has been carved from a blue dragon scale, can tell that it is very old. How old is very hard to know, but the magic used to do it, I do not think has been around for some time. The magic itself that this thing possesses is inscrutable, which is very strange. Either this thing is powerful and protected, and it is impossible to understand what it does, or I have another theory. I think, potentially, maybe this item was designed so that its only function was to be inscrutable. Far from me to say that Iskander has been fooled, but it is possible that this is not the real item. This is a fake. It is designed to look impressive, but has no actual power.
But you say you believe it is very old regardless? Is it a very old fake?
It could be a very old fake, or maybe the fake is so good it appears very old to me. It is very powerful, whatever this power may be. It just strikes me as odd that I still, with all of my years of expertise and training, can still not determine what the effects of this mask actually are. I should be able to know this by now.
Have you tried commanding a dragon with it?
No, I have not tried commanding a dragon with it. I can say that. Yes, I did not try that.
Is that what they are for? What do you mean, Mira?
That's what they have been used for. Yes, it's very specific. That's the idea of the mask.
Only commanding dragons or dragonborn as well?
I don't think it has an effect on Dragonborn. I don't think it did it? The black mask.
You've not observed that.
No, just I think it's with dragons.
Oh. That is terrifying if that is true. I mean, I do not doubt you. It is just very concerning.
That is why the cult is after them, you see. To command the dragons.
That would make a lot of sense, given the cult's name and their infatuation.
It may also have some greater role to play in the ritual they wish to use to bring back Tiamat. I'm not sure if you've...
They're doing what?
They did not communicate that to you.
Oh, yes. Did we leave that out of the... Oh, yes. That is the priority that we are trying to stop them from doing. Yeah.
Master, I think we have been working with the bad guys.
Indeed. Remember that we are not aligned to good or evil. Knowledge is neutral. We are here to provide service, the knowledge. We have looked into the task that was requested of us. We did not do this to help them, but because they promised us some scrolls in return. Do not forget we need those scrolls. They had information on necromancy around the use of dragons. I'm seeing a theme here now. I'm seeing a theme.
I saw the same thing. Yes, there is a definite dragon theme to these guys.
They get a real fixation on dragons, do they not? Very interesting.
Well, this actually might interest you a little bit, but from what I remember, they actually started off sort of trying to find ways to make Draco Liches and other such beings. Something a bit more on your realm, but then they shifted to actually just summoning the Queen of Dragons herself.
Yeah, how do you feel about liches?
Liches? Liches are not... They are perverting the natural cycle of death and rebirth by making themselves separate from it. And this is not something Sulthai approves of. More Sacris does not create intelligent undead. You only have one soul. To remove it or separate it from the flow of life is an abomination. It is natural to die and be reborn and to die again. All we do is make sure that you have access to your old vessel, so that it may help guide you and protect you in your next journey.
I could not have said it better myself, Master.
You have been listening to my lectures. I'm very pleased to hear.
Yes. Well, I suppose we should do the zap-a-da-bee again.
See if that Iskander guy is still alive.
Yes. Which one should we take?
Which, I mean, judging by the OHNS in this tower, poor decapitated man.
Oh yes. Okay. Bring out my my notepad again. Yes, not up to standard, not up to code.
Alrighty. My question is, which symbol are you pressing this time?
Flame.
So we've got it down to flame or the
Hourglass.
hourglass. Yeah, I vote hourglass.
I vote hourglass.
Yeah.
Hourglass, alright.
If everyone wants to go hourglass, I'm not too fast.
Awesome. As you guys step onto the circle and press the hourglass,
Oh no.
nothing happens.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Do
The
we
symbol
touch my
glows
symbol?
briefly
Oh.
and then dies. Symbol glows briefly,
Okay.
dies.
What about
I
the
don't
flame?
think that I have access.
Hmm.
Yes, I guess we try the flame one then.
Fantastic. This one does work. As you press the button, you feel the as you are
We're
pulled.
all incinerated.
Yep. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. To the incinerator.
Actually, I just need to move something in the room you're about to
Weight
appear in.
class elevator. We are
As you guys press the button, press the symbol, you feel the area pulling you away as you appear in a large open room. Let me describe this for you as you suddenly appear. A fireplace, large open brazier, sits in the center of the room, keeping the chamber warm and cozy. Smoke rising up into a series of vents that you think probably must move the smoke outside the building. About 2/3 of the skeleton of an adult dragon is laid out on the floor, curled around the fireplace. Before you have time for much further assessment, however, you see around the dragon are half a dozen black cloak figures poring over the bones and rotting flesh.
Press the button to get
Which one? Which one do you press? Which one do you press? Which one do you press?
Well,
No,
let's.
Because that's pretty funny. You're like, oh, wrong button. I'm going to throw you guys into initiative just so that I know what's happening for this next little bit. So click on your tokens and then click initiative for me just so that I know. I just need to know.
Do I recognize any of these guys?
As you have a look, they all look like a mixture of humans and elves and half-elves, all dressed in the sort of the reddish robes of the cult. I can actually display a picture of them if you like. There you go. Little picky of the guys. Yeah, they look friendly, don't they?
Yeah.
Wait, where is it?
In
Oh, there it is,
walking.
on the chat. Oh, yeah.
Pretty solid knee protection though.
Pretty solid knee protection using a skull. Yeah, you're a big fan of that. Alrighty, I'll just go in descending order. We already are. Yervith, excellent. Yeah, Yervith, you're actually first. As these guys sort of like are pouring over this skeleton of the dragon, and you guys appear. There's this sudden pause, and the cultists sort of look up, and there's this moment of like shock as everyone's like pauses for a second. No one expecting to see the other party. Yervith, what would you like to do?
I guess I'd just start shooting.
And I just started blasting.
Started blasting.
I appeared on the floor, sir, and I just opened fire. I just opened fire.
You know when I try and talk to them and all fair?
No. Yervith, please go nuts, mate.
No, this is your call.
You do your thing.
I will draw. I will draw an arrow. I'm gonna ready an action to shoot these guys. So I'm going.
What's the trigger?
prep an
Just so
arrow.
that I know.
If any of them casts an offensive, if any of them casts a spell, I'm pegging these guys as spellcasters. So
Okay. If anyone casts a spell. Yep. Okay. That's a good call. That's your turn, Yervith. Immediately, all 5 of them go to cast spells. You watch as they all look at you and go, "You're not supposed to be here," and then begin like waving their hands around, creating these like symbols in the air. Who do you want to fire at? You just choose.
Yeah.
Closest to you?
Yeah, closest to me.
Fantastic. The room, this circular room with the fire pit in the center and the dragon bones around it. On the other side of the brazier, Yervith just lowers his bow and fires. That definitely hits. Would you like to roll me damage, please? That's 11 damage, plus a d4. Yep, so that is 13 damage total. This arrow strikes into his chest, piercing a lung, and you see him just cough up some blood, and you hear him go, "Fuck!" as you just shoot this arrow in, and then as the lightning activates.
I'm going to use... How does he look after that? Not healthy?
It looks like that hurt.
Okay. Can I shoot him again?
with a readied action, yes, you can because it's an attack. Yeah. So that's your action. Of course you can. 13. This arrow, you watch as he just holds his hand up, casts this spell in front, and the arrow just disappears as the spell touches it. It just blocks the effect of this arrow using some like reactive magic. That's how I'm describing it. They all then are going to cast some spells. They are all going. Each of them is going to cast Hold Person on one of you. Could I please have? Actually, there's enough that all of you have to make this. Could each of you please make me a Wisdom saving throw? As each of them casts Hold Person.
Oh, hold on.
They're not bothering about the corpse.
I'm going to counterspell the one on me.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. 15 for Shivers. Natural 1 for Yervith. 17 for Mira. Very nice. Counterspell. What level are you counterspelling?
Oh.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lucky
Let's go
15.
4th level.
4th level. Yep. You immediately click your fingers and just prevent this spell activating. You watch as the spell that he's casting, as he begins typing, like drawing these symbols in midair, you just wave your hands and wipe them out of existence using counterspell. And he just sort of looks at his hands and goes, "How did you?" Sorry, she looks at her hands and goes, "How did you? What?" As the magic just dies.
I just sort of smile and wave and shrug my shoulders.
Amazing. So Shivers, that's a pass. Yervith, that's a fail. Mira, that's a pass. Lockie, your original roll of 11 was a fail, but with Flash of Genius taking you up to 15, that is a pass. So the only one who's frozen is Yervith.
Damn, I would have failed it.
Jin, 10, yeah,
I would have failed it if I had done it.
Yeah. Yervith, as you go to knock another arrow, you suddenly can't move as you feel yourself almost held in place, paralyzed. For the moment, you cannot move. You are paralyzed at the moment. At the end of each of your turns, you can make another whiz save to prevent that taking place.
Amazing.
They then use their movement to fan out and begin moving around the room, moving into like various positions, ready to basically hold off and attack you as they move out into various positions around the room. Mira, you're up next. I was hoping those holder persons would do a bit more than what they did, but that's okay.
They spread out.
You would have had 2 of us.
I know, I would have got 2 of you. I would have had 3 of you if Lockie hadn't had his Flash of Genius.
True.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Sleep
Alright, Mira's turn. She is going to hold up one hand and start drawing a circle with her flame hand in the other. And new spell again. I'm going to do this as a bonus action, by the way. So clicking this spell.
Using your sorcery points?
Yeah. I'm going to cast Watery Sphere, 4th level.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How big is your watery sphere? Place it in the VTT for me, please.
So it's only 5 feet.
Okay.
I can cast it at 90 feet, but as an action, I can move it 30 feet. So any creature that's in its space has to make a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Okay, amazing.
So I'm going to cast it on this boy. No, wait, this boy. This one here.
As many as 4 medium or smaller creatures. That's amazing. It just picks them up like a rolling snowball. So where are you casting it? In the middle of the room and then moving up towards the top?
No. So I'll cast it on this boy.
Yep.
Here.
All right, I'll make a strength save straight away.
Automatically. Strength save.
That's a 17.
That's just passes.
Yep. So you watch as Mira conjures this ice that then begins melting and flowing into this watery sphere that literally just around this cultist just encases him in water. He uses his dagger to pierce through the barrier and push himself out, propelling himself forward with magic, coughing and spluttering as it fails to grab a hold of him. But the watery sphere is still standing in middle place. I'll give you a water sphere, hey?
Can I use my amulet to change it to a sphere of poison?
Oh my god. Yes you can. It's an elemental effect. Now, I need you to do something for me. I need you to... what level spell is this?
4.
Could you please roll me a d20, Mira?
Ooh.
10. Alrighty. Okay. Mira. This is fun. I like this. This is good. Mira, you watch as flames begin leaping up around you, forming a cloak of fire. You gain plus 10 feet to your movement speed for the next turn. And any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of you takes 1d6 fire damage.
Oh, okay. I'm just okay, and this is so okay. She's like, oh, my feet are burning. They're burning.
As this cloak of flame just billows out from your shoulders and forming this cloak. Chatter said poison isn't an element. It is not a typical element, but in D&D it is one of the elements that is covered by the Amulet of Elements because it is one of the breath weapon attacks that dragons can use.
So she'll change that to poison.
You should see the little sphere appear on the thing in a moment that you'll have control of. It just takes a second to appear, I think.
Well, it's my action to move it, so I'm actually going to move it 30 feet, so it'll take in this one and end its turn on this one up here.
Okay, nice.
So they have to make strength saving throws as well.
Amazing. All right, I'll make 2 strength saving throws. That is a 8 and an 11. I'm guessing they both fail.
Both fail. Both restrained.
Both. Amazing. So the first one gets pulled over and pulled towards the other one inside the sphere of poison. I'm trying to make this appear on the thing, but it's not appearing. Clearly that token has disappeared. Let's try this one. Here we go. This looks horrific. There you go. There's your sphere. I'll give you control of it, Mira.
Perfect. Ooh.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'll make it I'll make it a touch bigger just so that it gets the full effect as it swallows these guys. Just so that you get the full effect. I think it's Alt lets you change the sizes. There you go, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So he's up in there. Yeah. So he's in the same space. They're all in the same space up there.
Oh, okay, amazing. Yeah, cool. Then the sphere just swallows them both. Yeah, exactly. And do they take any damage? No, they're just restrained. Amazing.
They are restrained. And then I'm going to move down into this person's space.
I'll take a d6 damage. Could you roll me a d6, please? Take a d6 fire damage. Oh, no, sorry. He starts his turn. No, not yet. We'll do it in a second.
Start of his turn? Okay, yeah.
Start of his turn. Anything else on your turn, Mira?
That's all. I'll take my sorcery points. And
Jin, it is your turn next, my friend.
Okay. I'm going to move forward. Oh, I still got that on. I'm going to move forward, have both my hands outstretched to either side, and I'm going to cast Animate Objects.
Okay, nice. Let's do it. So,
I've already created 10 objects with 20 HP in my notepad, so I can slowly take them off, so you don't have to manage it as much.
No, easy. Which size is that? Is that the medium? Is it?
I'm going the tiny.
The tiny. Okay. Yep. 10 objects, 20 HP. Oh my god, amazing.
So in here, this looks like a pretty well-stocked room. Even the bones could probably small bones come alive, and all these other things. I start probably bones. Actually, I would start. That's probably the most available resource. I would start animating objects, do some hand waves and such, and whisper some incantation, and then this force pulses out from me, and then this magic starts emanating from some of the bones, and they start rising, and then I'm going to send 2 to each cultist.
2 to each cultist. Right, I'm going to use these little piles of bones. So these little piles of bones.
Shivers is just like.
All right, I'm going to have each one of these represent 2 of them, just because otherwise it's going to be a ridiculous amount of tokens on the table. So I'll just have each of those represent 2. There you go. There's your 5.
Okay, cool. So that's my action. As a bonus action, I can mentally command any of these creatures with this spell. Yep. And I'm going to have them all basically attack their targets.
Go for it. Let's see some attacks. So they have because they're tiny, they have a +8 to hit, I believe.
8 to hit, and it's 1d4 plus 4.
Nice.
So
this could be good. This could
let's
be good.
go this one down here.
Yep. 15's enough to hit. As Jin looks around the room, so gets a bit of an appraising eye, and then just waves his hands, and then almost puppet strings begin to drop from his fingers into his shadow, and you watch as the strings emerge from the shadows of the bones, rise them up, and then they begin dancing as he almost like a puppeteer moves them around the room to attack.
Hospital.
A bit spooky. 6 bludgeoning damage. I'll take that off, and then you've got another attack.
11 will miss.
Nah, that misses.
Let's do this one.
Yep.
Let's just smash through them. Both hit for
both hits 13 damage. Yep, 8 and 5 is 13 damage.
16, so that's 12.
16 hits. Yep, and 18 hits.
And then
12
these
damage.
ones over here. Does restrained actually give me anything?
So restrained gives you advantage, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. All right. So 1, 2. All right, they both. That one.
So we'll take the 7 damage. Yep.
Yep. And then the second one. Wow, okay, they're both 23.
4 23s in a row.
4
and then
times.
7 damage is the first
So
one that you rolled.
14.
Yep. And then for the next one?
Oh, that
There's
was.
two. There's 2 cultists there.
Yeah, so
And you
you
get
did
advantage.
2 sets. We didn't do one.
Oh,
more.
wow, okay, yep.
Advantage.
Hey, I wish you weren't
actually
rolling so
misses that
well.
one.
10, yep, first one misses. 23,
Another 23
11,
for
7 damage. Oh my goodness. As these bones fly and begin like spearing into the cultists, they cry out in alarm as they look at these tiny little bones as Jin just stands there, the puppet master, weaving his hands around and controlling these shadowy threads. Anything else in your turn, Jin?
I'm just gonna move like over here.
Yeah, just move back out of the way. Lockie, you're up next.
Lucky, amused by all of this, is going to take out his little amulet again, and he's going to spin the amulet and cast the vortex book. I had it. Wait for it. Sorry.
Did any of the damage happen to the person who was held person on me?
Oh, yes, they did.
yeah.
I better roll a concentration check.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. Yervith, that's a fail.
Oh, nice!
I rolled below a
That's
10.
cool.
That's a fail.
That's very good.
It's hard to concentrate when you have been pummeled by bones.
It's
Yeah,
also
so,
hard to
yeah.
concentrate when you're surrounded in a swirling vortex of poison as well.
Yeah,
That's true. That's pretty
Nice.
nice.
So he'll target this one and spin his amulet and vortex warp him into the center of the fire there.
Into the brazier, amazing. You watch as he gets sucked into the fire. Does he make a save against that, or just happens?
Yes, that's a Constitution save.
Oh yeah, better make the con
Fuck,
save
I
first.
think
Then,
I think we're all just chucking out awesome spells.
Yeah.
12, that's a fail. As he gets vortex, you watch as reality cracks behind him, and this sort of shattering effect, almost like mirror dimension style, this cracking of reality occurs, and he just drops through, appearing in the center of the fire. On the start of his turn, I'll roll a dex save and see if he takes any damage.
Cool. Then where are they going? I think Lucky will just kind of wander around over here just in case someone starts to run in towards his friends.
Nice. Yeah, throw everything at these scrubs, guys. Shivers, you're up next. Shiver me timbers.
How are they all looking?
Yeah, they all look quite hurt.
Pretty fucked up. All right. I am...
These look like squishy spellcasters like you. You get the sense that if you'd been smacked by a pile of bones, you wouldn't be feeling super happy either.
And they actually have a pretty good. It's a +8 and 1d4
+8 to hit.
+4. It's decent.
It's nuts.
Who's looking the worst?
The one in the sphere at the very top, the one that cast that spell on Yervith initially, the one Yervith shot through the chest with the arrow, he's looking the worst by far.
All right, I'm going to cast Chill Touch on him then.
I believe that's a spell attack.
Yep.
It is, yes. Just doing that now.
19 hits, absolutely. Let's see some damage.
yeah.
You might be able to do this.
And why didn't that roll damage as well? There we go. There it is.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Depends if you click the dice icon or not. 10 damage. Ooh, nice. Yeah, as this skeletal hand, the skeletal paw rises from the area around him, and then grabs onto his face. You watch as his life begins being leached from him as he cries out in alarm, from behind this ghostly hand. Anything else, Shivers?
No, I'm just gonna move over here, so I'm not.
Do you want to command any of your undead?
Oh, forgot that I had Tibbles with us. Yes, Tibbles, attack!
I believe it is a bonus action to command the undead using Raised Dead. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I'll double check on that. But yes, if so,
right,
Tibbles.
Yeah. Just says... Oh, it's not Raised Dead, is it? Is it Raised Dead? No.
Animate Dead.
Animate Dead. I'm looking at Raised Dead, I'm like, oh my god, this doesn't seem right. I believe it's a bonus action to command them. Create bones. Under control. You can use a bonus action to mentally command the creature. Yep, bonus action. So you say Tibbles attack. Do you give any direction, or just are you happy to let Tibbles just take that decision for herself?
No, she's a clever woman.
Okay, she's not. She's going to go for the closest. You watch as you say Tibbles attack. She walks into the fire and goes to attack. That's the closest. That's the closest one. I am going to be a really nice DM. Would you like to decide who she attacks by pointing at someone?
Yes. All right. So Tibbles is going to attack the one that's attacking next to Mira.
Okay. Walks in. Tibbles has entered the flaming cloak space and now must take some fire damage.
For fuck's sake,
Could you please roll a d6 fire I gave you one free pass. You get one free pass.
Yeah, Tibbles is a goddamn idiot.
I'm sorry. Mira, could you please roll a d6? Could you please roll a d6?
She doesn't have a brain. So
that's true.
like,
You did remove that brain.
Oh,
mate.
net damage. Oh no.
That's 6 damage.
Does that happen at the beginning or end of
Beginning of her
Tibbles'
turn. Beginning of her turn.
Tibbles.
Is she
you
down?
Silly bitch. I don't know. I don't know what.
Pull open the raised dead spell. I don't think she's down.
Animate dead. No, I don't
Probably
think
just
so.
has zombie
It has a certain number of-
Animate dead.
it's just
Sorry,
like-
animate dead.
zombie stats is
Yeah.
all it
Yeah,
is.
zombies. Yeah, they got more.
No, she's okay for the moment. So I'll pull it open. So her maximum health is 22. So she's fine for the
22,
moment.
yeah.
I'll put this on her token so you've always got it visible. Hey.
Yeah,
So her
thanks.
health
I've lost health on the first level wizard. Don't worry about it.
and her armor class is 8. Just so you know.
Oh.
Also,
Very
There you go. So you should be able to see that now. So she takes 6 damage, and now you can make an attack using the zombie stats. So she can make a slam attack, which is a weapon attack +3 hit. So can you roll me a d20?
I can. Hang on. D20. That one. Oh.
So that's
no.
2 + 3 is 5. She just goes and just like basically caresses the figure in front of her gently.
Lightly fumbles.
Lightly fumbles. Anything else on your turn, Shivers, or are you pretty happy with that? Well, no, you're not happy with it, but okay. Yervith, you're up next. You are no longer under the effect of the whole person as the concentration check was failed. You get your full turn.
Nice.
That's nice.
We lost our necromancer.
And necromancer's gone.
What am I gonna do?
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yervith's just happy to be back in it, baby. Yeah, he's just gonna shoot. Oh man, he doesn't want to risk shooting Tibbles in the back of the head, so he's gonna actually shoot probably the one that he shot before. He's just gonna be like, "You son of a bitch," and then he's gonna take another shot.
Go for it, please. I want to see it.
Oh,
Natural 1 for 12.
Oh.
The arrow embeds itself in the roof above his head as it just
My
completely
luck
misses.
Yeah, my luck today is not been great.
You still might be a little like the tingles
Groggy.
or the paralyzed still, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the tinglies wear off.
Is that guy restrained though by the?
Oh, yes, you have advantage. Yes, he's restrained. The one inside the sphere of water. Yes, you have advantage. Yes, well remembered.
Yay.
That's
23 is
they're
going
gone,
to
The
hit.
fingers are gone.
Would you like to roll me? Actually, don't even bother rolling damage. How do you want to do this? Your minimum damage is enough.
Just another arrow, like similarly placed to the first one. Just trying to aim for the heart and just take him out, like nice and easy.
The arrow just shoots in straight into the chest. He just drops wordlessly, and body floats to the top of this sphere of poison.
Next shot is going to be at. Do I have a shot on this one here down the bottom?
Yeah, you can see him through the gap between Tibbles and Mira. If you get a natural one, that's striking Tibbles in the back of the head. I'm kidding. I'm only saying that because Raph's not here right now. Raph's dropped out. I think his internet's kicked him out.
That's a 16.
16 hits. Yeah.
Oof, lucky. For an 11, and I'll take the sneak on that because I wouldn't have taken it.
Yep.
For the other one.
So that's 20 damage. Not bad.
20 damage,
And roll
do
your
a
d4 for the lightnings.
I'm going to also use Eleanor's reaction to do infused strikes and get a +6 from her
Oh
venom.
shit. +6?
nice.
That's exactly lethal. I had 6 hit points left.
Whoa!
How do you want to do this?
Nice.
Yervith, dispatches his previous enemy, and then just like wheels around, spots Tibbles and Mira sort of engaged with another one, and he just like lines up the shot and just goes for it, and then just embeds all of every ounce of his energy through the lightning, through Eleanor, and just takes this guy out nice and quick.
The arrow just right into the neck. Body just drops like a marionette with its strings cut. Anything else in your turn, Yervith?
No, he's just probably gonna move a little bit more slightly over to Eleanor's.
Yeah,
other
move down
side.
towards the south, towards Eleanor. Absolutely.
Yeah, and he has bonus action too.
Yeah.
He's gonna command Eleanor to attack this one in the back of the room, which she'll do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Eleanor shoots forward. Make an attack.
Yep. It's gonna be a bite attack, which is a +7. And 1.
Natural 1. As she bites down, she tears off parts of the robes, but is unable to strike flesh.
Are you sure she doesn't just start biting the rug?
No, she doesn't start biting the rug. Raph's back! Okay.
Raph's back!
Raph's back.
Yeah.
I messaged you to be like, you okay, buddy? And then I didn't hear anything. I was like, he's not okay, buddy.
Yeah, no. It was a sad internet moment. All good.
Oops, sorry. I accidentally clicked next. It is the cultist's go. The cultist who's inside the sphere is going to spend his turn to try and escape. He makes a strength saving throw, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. That is a... Where's my strength saving throw? That's a 14. That's a fail. He stays inside it. The other one,
Nice.
the one near Eleanor, is going to move up and around, sensing Eleanor's not as much of a threat as potentially Lockie is, having teleported one of his companions into the fire, reaches up and casts Inflict Wounds as he summons this greenish energy into his hands, presses it against Lockie's chest. Lockie does a... how come that hasn't rolled? Does a 19 hit you? I think it probably does, doesn't it? Nope, 19 doesn't. Doesn't hit you.
Nope.
The one in the
He's
fire,
got 21
I'm going to roll a dex saving throw to see if he takes any damage. Yes, he does. Lockie, would you like to roll me a D4 fire damage for being exposed to bonfire? Actually, is bonfire D4? Maybe it's a D6. Hang on, bonfire.
Yeah,
Let me go quick look. I think it's a D6, actually. D8. Would you like to roll me a D8?
Hey.
3 Damagios. As he takes the 3 Damagios, he's then going to push himself out of the fire, look over at Jin and Shivers, seeing an easy target, and he's going to rush over and try and stab you both with his dagger.
What a loser.
Yes. Shivers, does a 6 hit you? I'm guessing not, as a wizard.
No, it doesn't.
Jin, does a 16 hit you?
No.
No, doesn't. Both attacks just as he tries to strike you. And then the last...
Oh.
No, that's it. The rest are dead. There's only... Yep, that's it. Mira, you're up next.
Well, behind the cultist who's attacking Shivers and Jin looms
Yep.
this ball of poison.
Yeah, nice.
I'll still put another one in there as well, so I can't move him, but he comes with.
He gets pulled with it. I'll try and make a strength save for him, but it's not looking good. These guys aren't very strong. That's a 10. He's pulled up in his... You got Shivers and Jin watches this giant ball of poison rolls over and just engulfs this cultist. As he goes to strike you again, he just gets sucked backwards into the sphere.
Yeah. Mira's got that. Oh, what's that from? Where they're doing the where Dumbledore is doing the rolly thing with the.
Oh, in the battle against Voldemort.
Yeah. She's doing
Yeah.
that with the
That's
poison
cool.
spear.
The ball of water.
That's pretty cool. actually.
Amazing.
Yeah, and she will move away
That's
from
fun.
Tibbles.
Move
So
those...
it's
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
she's gonna
actually
move
like
away
a
from
great
Tibbs,
duel.
yeah. Are you
Yeah,
moving the sphere any other directions, or are you happy to leave it there?
I think I could probably get a
5,
bit
10,
more.
15, 20. You
Yeah,
can
I'll
move
move
another
it
10
quite-
feet.
Yeah, I'll start moving it towards the next cultist.
Awesome. I was going to say, did you want to move it onto the fire? But
I do.
Oh,
Sure.
Do you
Yeah,
want
put
to?
it over the
yeah,
fire.
because
That'd be
they're
fun.
restrained. They
Yeah, they're restrained, so I can move them into the fire.
they'll fuck
They're coming for the ride.
If it moves over a pit, a cliff, or other drop-off, safely descends.
It doesn't say anything about fire.
It extinguishes all normal flames within 30 feet.
That's if it's
okay.
water.
If it's not water anymore.
But poison is still a liquid.
Yeah, good
Can I use a sorcery point to change it to fire as it goes into the fire?
That's not quite how Avazandum
That's how that
works. It's
works.
on casting the spell. Avazandum can change the energy of the spell as you cast it.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, I won't do that then. But
You can just
actually,
move 5, 10 towards the other
I'll move
cultist.
it towards, even if it's not going to take any damage through
Yeah.
fire, I'll move it towards the
Alright,
next
move it
focus.
there, then there you go. Jin, you're up next. These two cultists who are trapped within it are paralyzed. Not paralyzed, are restrained.
All right, I'm going to put 2... Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look at what the spell works again.
I love all these fun spells you guys are throwing out. They're great.
Mentally command.
There's so many fun spells, though.
So many fun spells.
Level 11 sorcerer, baby.
Ooh.
Lots of fun spells to use.
I've been using my all-purpose tools.
Okay, so I'm just seeing how I move them around.
Oh, that's really nice.
Okay, speed is 30 feet.
Lockie, do you know what you're doing next?
Yep.
Awesome.
On deck.
Okay, so I can decide the action the creature will take and where it will move during its next turn.
Yes. You're looking at animate objects.
Yeah. So, can I move these two to this one?
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
Two to this one, and then this one to this one.
Yep.
And then they're all
there's only 3 left. There's only 3 left. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
I'm going to put 4. I'm going to put okay, so 8 of them over here.
Yep.
And then 2 of them over here.
Yep. Alrighty.
Yep. So these ones are just going to get smacked.
You command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one as a bonus action.
Yep. So this is a bonus action.
Nice.
Can I make them attack now?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what the
Let's
command
go
says.
down on them.
You decide what action the creature will take and where it will move during its next turn, and implies you get to do both. So
perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Let's All right. So I'm going to do.
I've just realized you could use animate objects to give everyone in the party like the help action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just a thought.
That's
Carry
actually
on.
really interesting.
Carry on.
Okay. So this one up here is going to
Yep.
take
Advantage.
4 attacks.
Yep.
Let me roll. Go down. Oh,
With
that's good.
advantage, it's okay.
13. So no, not enough to hit.
All right,
First
so
attack,
that's
natural 1 for a 9 and
1.
13. I think you're going to be able to do this. Yep, 20 and 15 to take 5 bludgeoning damage. We'll take the first one in each case, and then 15 and 18 to take 8 bludgeoning damage. Yep.
All right, and then I think there's 1 more to go into this one. So 14.
14 is enough. How do you want to do it? 6 bludgeoning. Oh no, 8 bludgeoning damage because that's the first one rolled. Yeah, these bones just spear through and beat this guy to death.
Yeah, they all just start spearing through him. It just
Yeah.
like because there's so many movements going. This would just cause him to be almost like torn to shreds.
Yeah, the bones just cut through and toss him through. Another corpse floats to the top of this sphere of poison. And that's
All
2
right.
corpses
This
in there.
one's gonna get attacked.
Yep. So again,
1,
you've got advantage.
2.
Yep,
for
18
5.
definitely hits to do a total of 5 damage. Yep.
So this is advantage as well. So that's the first one. This is the second attack. That's
Natural
crit.
20 for a crit, so that's going to be... so what's the damage, that
damage.
you're rolling? It's a
7
1d4,
plus
so it's
3.
10 damage plus another 4.
Oh yeah, right.
So 14 damage. How do you want to do this? Just beat him to death?
Oh my god, yeah, he just gets beaten to death.
Yeah. Little skeletons beat them to death. Again, another corpse rises and floats to the top of this sphere of poison. Down here, could you roll me 6 attacks against this cultist? 11 doesn't hit, 22 does, 23 does. Oh god, you just roll them all at once. Okay, so 6 and 5
Sorry.
is 11. That's okay, 6 and 5 is 11 for the 22 and the 23. 13 doesn't hit, but the 17 does, which deals 6 damage, and the 17 does. How do you want to do this? That's it. That's it.
Same thing. These guys just get absolutely eviscerated, like whole puncture wounds. They're just constantly like going in and out, like jutting through different directions, and just like this guy becomes just like ribbons.
The tiny, tiny bones just beat these cultists to death. You watch as Jin just pulls out even more strings, these shadowy strings from
Yeah,
his fingers.
I like to think it's almost like I'm almost like doing like an orchestra, like my hands are moving like sort of like a symphony.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because it's also a bard as well, so I'll probably
Yeah.
be humming a tune as well as I'm going to it, and just like absolutely just like symphony, like humming a tune and just eviscerating everything. Shivers, you can sort of hear this tune as you're sort of standing next to me.
Yeah.
And you guys are out of initiative as these cultists are all beaten to death by these various tiny bones. And that is where we're going to wrap up for tonight because we've already gone a little bit over. So we'll jump in and talk the aftermath of this.
I was just trying to think. Well, what's the song from Fantasia when he's summoning the broomsticks?
Demonetized. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly what Jin's doing, just on his new harp. Just it's like playing out this beautiful melody and making all these objects dance. Amazing. Thank you so much. That's amazing. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are going to wrap up there. We will see you all again next week with more D&D and tomorrow night for more Avatar Legends. Stay safe, stay well, have a lovely evening, and we will see you all again later. Till next time, guys. Farewell, goodbye.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.